And now we are. And now we are live. Hello. Welcome back. Another week. D&D. Deserts. I'm playing music in the background because it auto-queued and I didn't plan on that happening. Hello. Welcome back. I'm your Dungeon Master Maxwell. Today I'm joined by 2 out of 3 players. Alexandria, otherwise known as Kayla, but vice versa. Kayla, the player. And then we have Winter.
Yo, I'm Perry.
There we go. So, where we left off at, the party had trekked an entire day through the desert, about 8-hour jaunt, before settling down to camp for the night. They did bring some camping supplies with them, some rations, 2 tents to fit 2 people. It also looks like Anna brought her own single-person tent. She's traveled the desert before, so it looks like she's a bit self-sufficient in this regard. And the party was on their way to an excavation site where Puri, to her belief, I suppose, has made a non-binding agreement with a mummy to remove the excavators that are excavating the tombs in the area or disturbing the rest of the mummy. And in doing so, Mummy agreed to give the party a ruby that is significant for a reason that is not entirely clear, other than the fact that it belongs socketed in the diadem that Electra found, that the party is still carrying with them, that is also cursed, and has cursed the entire party, including Anna. Anna accidentally got herself cursed too, trying to help the party a few sessions back. So, where we pick right back up at is the party setting up camp in the desert. It's nighttime, but visibility is good. Moon's up in the sky, stars, but it's definitely cold. Is there anything specific anyone wants to do for the nighttime? As in, taking a certain watch, no watch, thoughts?
I'll take, first watch.
Okay.
I can take whatever watch as long as I get a full rest, because I could use a rest for HP.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll say that Piri takes the first, Alexandria takes the second, and Anna can take the third. That should be good. So, Piri, go ahead and just give me a perception check for this watch.
All right. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Nobody knows.
Okay. Good vibes.
The vibes are... They're there. That's a 3.
3. Okay. You're there. You're sitting and watching. Fortunately for you, nothing seems to occur, and you have an uneventful shift. Alexandria, you awake after 4 hours, and you now have essentially gotten your full rest, so you have all your HP back. Any spell slots have been regained, and you are good to take a watch. Let me do a roll.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You also have an uneventful... And now I have it back. Perfect. So, the watches go by uneventful, and as the sun rises and the earth begins to warm, you now have a bit of a better view of your surroundings, and you can see within 2 miles there's actually a large oasis. And now that it is in sight, Anna speaks up to you both and says, Out there, that is the Red Oasis. It is the belief of the people of Harakir that the Red Oasis's waters are poisonous because it was given to the animals of Harakir. This is not something I have tested myself because I have never needed to. But certainly there are an abundance, or rather an abundance compared to deeper deserts, sort of like where we came from, an abundance of animals. Notably, lions hunt in prides in this area, and they wash their prey in the waters of the oasis. It is one of the two reasons that this is the Red Oasis, for the blood of the kills that are washed in the waters, and also in the area you may see as we pass, there are salt deposits that are red and sort of crater the ground around the area. So keep your eyes out for animals like lions, and hopefully we will have an uneventful rest of our journey. So from where you are, you have roughly 7 miles to go to get to this excavation site. You are out of water at the moment, but Electra can cast Create Water and fills the large water
Bowl
sack thing. Yeah, that Puri's carrying.
Container.
Yeah, the very large water skin. So your water's taken care of, and you're good to go. Are there any things you'd like to do before you continue onwards?
I think we're good. We're ready to.
Yeah, I think focused on getting there as fast as we
Okay.
can. Not like not like rushing or whatever, but just like being like, all right, stay focused.
Gotcha. Cool. So it's only going to take you about 3.5 hours to arrive at where you believe this excavation site is, according to Puri. From this point, Puri, go ahead and give me a survival check, just to see how well your sense of direction is.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You got this.
Okay. 11.
11. Okay. You got a decent handle on it. It'd be hard to get lost from here. You have the oasis in sight, and you know the direction of the excavation site from the oasis. So do a roll for that jaunt, and you begin your trek. The sun begins beating down on you again. The heat doesn't bother Puri that much. Alexandria, the sun is not your friend. It's hot, it's uncomfortable. Nighttime when it's cold, not that big of a deal for Alexandria, but the heat is the problem. So you walk, an hour passes, 2 hours pass, and within these last few 10 to 15 minutes of your journey, you crest over a dune and you behold a sort of canyon where you can see rows of tents in varying sizes and colors. And even from here, you can see people sort of milling about, going back and forth. And you behold this campsite. If you'd like, you can give me a perception check to sort of appraise the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
13 plus 3. I got a 16.
I got a 10.
Okay. Piri, you see a lot of tents at an excavation site. Although from here, there's not too much to suggest that it is an excavation site, aside from the fact that there's people out here. It's not like you can see equipment from here. Alexandria, you have a little bit better eyesight in this moment, and you notice that the majority of people you can see from here sort of just look like laborers, commoners, just regular looking people. There appear to be segments of this camp, you can tell from this vantage point. It sort of looks like all the workers and laborers have smaller tents that are sort of closest to the open desert. Farther in, it looks like there are some larger tents. You see one largest tent in the central part of the camp. And you see a few brightly colored tents around that area as well that are also larger. They sort of look like the size of a room rather than sort of just sleeping arrangements. And that largest tent sort of looks like almost a mini building. A lot of space within, but it's not like you can tell what's within any of these. How would you like to proceed?
I think Alexandra's gonna turn kind of like to our group and like to Piri and just kind of be like, yo, so like there's like, that big center tent, we got some other ones around it, there's like little ones. I don't know what could be in there, but that's the setup we're working with. If we want to sneak, or do we want to like barge in? Do you want me to blow stuff up? Like, are we like...
Oh, I will make one more clarification for you on that perception check. It looks like the population you can see, judging from the tents, looks like it could be anywhere from 20 to 60 people in this area.
Okay. Alexandra would then also like give that estimate too.
Well, we need them out, so I'm usually the big, loud type, although I'm not sure I can intimidate 20 to 60 people out of a camp.
Is that a challenge?
It might be a challenge, mostly because, I mean, they look like I could probably take them out in one punch, but being swarmed by a bunch of people is kind of gross, and I think I'd rather do something a little less brash. If it was like 10, 20 guys, sure. But,
like, 20 to 60, that's a little bit of a worse odds, no matter how much you can smash and,
Yeah. 60 people swarming you is not fun. Do you know... Let me see. So they're just kind of like in a ravine-ish place?
Sort of. It's pretty wide. It's almost reminiscent of sort of the area leading into the siege that you were prior, where it's sort of like just I don't know the word for it, but as if it opens up into a wide area within this wall of canyon, and it looks like they've been digging into the canyon and at like ground level and unearthing like buried tombs and stuff.
So are we like certain that this is like the miners, like this is the site?
100%. That there's no question about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
do we want to scare him out?
We could. Do you have any directions? Like I'm only here for you. If you say shoot, I'll shoot. Like.
We just need to get these miners out.
Oh.
That's it.
So we're like not like even a couple like.
I mean, you can do whatever you want to them. I don't have any personal attachment to these miners. Yeah, go for it. Go nuts. But we just need them out.
Oh no! The fact that electric. This is fun. Okay. What if we? Well, I mean, if they're miners and they're excavating, how superstitious do you think these people would be?
People from another dimension?
No. I just mean of like curses and tombs and just like scary stuff with that.
I'm assuming since this place is kind of a hellhole, maybe really superstitious, if zombies can just rise out of the ground for fun.
What if we curse? We could go in, well, it's more complicated than that. But we could be like, the land is cursed, you're all gonna die, you have to leave or else everything will decay and,
Work. Although I think if we come running at them from outside, they're gonna be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What happens if you're sneaky, if you were inside and you came running out and because they're like, oh my gosh, who's this? Because they don't know that someone's in there and you're pretending that you're just some curse thing, and then I don't think they'd attack you. If they would, I'd start blasting with my weapon.
Wait, so are you
with your hammer
to make me look spooky? Curse, get off the land, like you need to leave. This is a burial, like you should not be here. I'm cursed. Everything's gonna die. and then you like, if they start attacking me, then you'll come like smash them.
If they get hostile, I'm pretty confident in my ability to at least defend you.
You see, as you're having this conversation, Anna sort of wraps up what she was doing not too far away. It looks like she was getting her spells sort of prepared through prayer for the day. She steps up there. She says, "What are you two discussing? Piri, by the way, this site, this is what we arrived for. What is your intention here? Is there something you're looking for?"
Yeah, there's something important in that cave, and we're gonna need to get these miners out.
You know which cave? It looks like there are multiple excavation sites in there.
The main-looking one.
She's
just pulling that right out of thin air that she does.
Oh, the main one?
The main-looking entrance right there, and she's just gonna point to one that looks like a main entrance.
Gotcha. She says, "Okay, well, I suppose we should head on down and perhaps ask to be let inside."
Why would we ask? What if... Well, like, we had this idea, okay, what if I snuck in there, like, unleashed some shadows or just weird power thing and was like, curse, and then they were scared.
Why do you want to scare them?
To get them out. It's better than killing them, but
I'm sorry,
that we need to.
What? Why would you, A, want to kill them, B, why do you want to scare them out?
Because we need them out.
Yeah.
That's what Fury said.
We're gonna need them out.
And why?
Because they're gonna hinder us.
Because we're gonna need them out.
Hinder you.
They're gonna hinder our progression, yeah.
The people who are excavating the thing you need to get inside is going to hinder you?
Yeah.
The people literally clearing the way are going to hinder you.
Yeah, they're not gonna want us in there.
It looks like they are going in there.
Yeah, we don't want them in there.
Yeah, we want them out so that we can look and find what we need to find.
Okay, well, I truly do not have much stake in this.
Oh wait.
Yes.
Do you know who these people are? Perhaps are they from Muhar or
These people are most definitely from Muhar. Yes.
Oh, so
we are people from Muhar.
Yeah, are they easy to kill?
Again, I do not like this conversation about just killing people. I may not have
weak-minded. Weak-minded.
It's all hypothetical.
It's completely hypothetical.
This is hypothetical.
What do you...
Yeah.
She takes a step back and then takes a breath and she goes, "What do you think you are looking at here? Down there, those just look like dozens of workers, laborers. They are just common folk. But I will say it is not likely that a large group of laborers would come to this place this far in the desert unprotected."
So you're saying they have guards? Cool weapons?
Ooh, you know what? Idea? So these guards, so if there's guards, if they have their main defense, I'm assuming maybe it's like a big tent, or whatever is filled with all this.
Like the center tent?
It could be.
Or the big ones by it?
Possibly, but I'm thinking if we get rid of their main defense, they're going to be like, "What'll defend us now?" And they leave.
Oh.
No pretending to be cursed or anything. Just get rid of the thing that they need.
I do have some fun fire abilities. I could try to blow up a building, I guess. Start it on fire.
That could work.
Because we're in the desert. They don't have the water resources unless they have a shaper or something to put it out.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You can't put out. Yeah, that's an interesting. Huh.
Or, additionally, if we burn their food supplies or we found where their food tent was and we destroyed it,
then they have to go back. So
they have to leave.
I'm saying I think that's the best option overall.
We could also just go in and demand and ask too.
I don't think they're gonna leave. We're just a bunch of. What do you think? What do you think is the best course of action, based on your understanding of
these people from Muhar and just more customs that we may not be aware of? And like, are they friendly? What's the vibe?
The best course of action, it depends on what exactly your goal is with these people. I will say they have no reason to be outwardly aggressive towards any of us, firstly. So if that answers that question.
Take some of, but like they're just kind of like mutters to herself, and then. So you're saying if we went in and talked or asked, that might be an option? Like, if we went in and asked, would they leave the cave? Or do we need to go as far as, to destroy their food sources or their weaponry and like stuff, which we can totally do?
I cannot say, nor do I advise doing any of those latter options, because stranding this many people in the desert without food or protection sounds like a very bad thing to do.
Alexandria's gaze just slides to Piri, like in the corner of her eye. She just like looks at Piri and then looks back. Like,
I'd say if there were such a thing to call down the wrath of the gods to test that fate, it would be to kill dozens of people, innocents in the desert, and leave them for dead. That aside, there is no reason I can think of that you do not engage in at least getting more information about the situation. There's not a lot I can tell from here myself, even though I am more well versed in the traditions of this place than you are.
Who might, you may not know this, but who might have like sent these people here? Is there anybody higher up we can like impersonate and be like, oh, I was sent to tell you this? We need access, like, fake being like, I'm from a higher up, you need to listen to me, and we need to change this. And you need to get out.
Ultimately, if they are out here, it is at the behest of the Pharaoh. But that is a very overarching and long-enduring edict that the Pharaoh has been looking for some lost treasure of his for centuries, maybe longer. So, while normally grave robbing is a forbidden thing, punishable by death, there is sort of a loophole where if you are looking for the Pharaoh's lost treasure and it is all well documented and gone to the right channels, that can lead to excavation sites like this. Now, there would be no direct communication with the Pharaoh, but in Muhar, it is the High Priestess Isu Rekotep that speaks for the Pharaoh.
Okay, listening to that, I have one more peaceful. It's a peaceful idea-ish. So we have clerics with us. Just pretend we came from another excavation site, and say we're here to. We need people to leave because all the excavation sites are like seemingly a lot more cursed now, and there's a deathly plague or something coming out of these places.
I can beat myself up. I can look, beat up, and oh no, I almost died. You really need to get out. Also,
Tiana puts a hand on your arm and says, please don't beat yourself up. That is not needed.
What? Like it's hard? Anyway, Alexandria just kind of like looks off for a second and goes, what if we pretended that we were sent by the High Priestess to aid and take, I don't know if it would be, like if we'd be able to get away with taking, or saying that, but like that we were sent to aid and that we need access to whatever cave and everyone needs to get out of that area. Go to their tent. I don't know. Like, be like, we're here on official business type of deal.
I like that idea, but I don't think we have any official seal if they do that, or any knowledge whatsoever to back that up.
That's why we lie. Would we need an official seal?
I have no idea, but I feel like they might want some smidge of evidence. Usually to tell a lie, you need some backup.
That is true. I
can just say I'm a druid, but...
do something druidy.
No, but I
Druidy,
am
don't
one.
even know if that's a word.
Probably is.
No. But
Yeah.
this is a birch tree because it's a birch or whatever. This is not. I don't remember what the thing is. But
It's an aspen.
Yeah, this is an aspen tree. You can tell because it's an aspen tree. I am a druid because you can tell because I am a druid. That's literally the same energy.
We don't have much proof to say, yeah, we need you guys out. The best peaceful option I can think of, which is also the hardest option, is to, which it does involve lying, say that we are investigating tombs because they're all popping up with deadly plagues and zombies or whatever, and you and I can be like mercenaries, and then the clerics can be the ones to remove it. Because that's what
Alexandra will
clerics
look to Anha and see her reaction to this. What do you think?
I do not have any qualms about playing along with your lies. I just will not be endangering my livelihood for something I do not understand. Are we clear?
So you're saying you want more information, or like?
I'm saying I
Are you?
have no issue with telling people I am a cleric who may try and help with curses. I will
Yeah.
not engage in combat with all these people openly. That is a
You don't
deadly.
need to.
Yeah, that's this. Ideally, this option doesn't go into any of that. So that won't hopefully happen at all. And even if it did, I completely understand. You got to do what you got to do. You know.
Yes, I know I agreed to take you to Muhar, but I am also
But you
with
didn't
you.
agree with this.
That is true, I did not. But also, I am with you because all three of you are cursed, and I am afflicted by the same curse you are, so I figure my best bet to resolve that is to sort of stay close to the problem.
Yeah.
That died.
Well, if you want to get rid of that curse, we gotta go in there.
Yeah.
That is good to know.
Alexander
That is
says
related to that.
Not knowing the details, but just like supporting Piri and just be like, yeah, obviously, yeah.
It's appreciated. Alright, so I guess it's time to lie.
Love this game.
Guppy's with us, right?
Yeah, Guppy's with you. He has not tried to put any input into this conversation.
Perfect. Okay, we need to make him look slightly more intimidating, like a mercenary, and not an awkward dude holding a crossbow.
He's got like two
Alexandra-
javelins and a quiver on his back. He's holding a little crossbow. He's just wearing commoner's clothes, though.
Here, wait. Can I like? I'm wearing chainmail. Can I? I'd assume I have like greaves. I just want him to wear those.
Sure.
Just pull them off.
Additionally, could Alexandria kind of like step up to him and like ruffle his hair, reach down, like try to find some dusty stuff, wipe it like on his cheeks, and like maybe like I'll hit him, like I'll slap him just gently
He
once in the
starts
face
like,
to make it
slap
like
your
red
hands,
on
but
one
he's like,
side.
all right, Miss Alexander, please, that's enough of that. I don't want anything. What are you doing?
And then like Alexandra will like kind of pull
Stop
on
it!
like his top or
Stop!
tunic or whatever, and just like I am roughing you up.
You
Okay,
don't, what are you
Just
roughing
one
me up
second.
for?
So you look intimidating.
Do I look
Okay.
intimidating?
You look a little awkward. So just like pretend you're like really tough, you know, like square your jaw, like, you know, glare a little bit. Can I see you glare? Can you glare for me?
He gives a glare. It's not convincing.
Okay, just to pretend, be cocky. Pretend you caught like the world's biggest fish at your village or whatever. Just pretend that.
He puts on a decent air of bravado. It's not like super convincing, but it's not like easily see-throughable either.
That'll do.
Okay, I'll
That'll
take it.
do. Yeah, that'll do. All right. Shall we
Let's go.
Well,
go?
right then.
Yeah.
You guys continue along the path. or rather through the sand, and march up to this encampment. You see, as you begin to get closer, a few laborers take notice of you approaching and sort of cast curious glances your way at the people who have just sort of shown up from the open desert. So it doesn't take too much insight to realize that that's probably why they're a little bit confused. Your arrival, but none of them seem to be like rushing over to engage you in conversation. They sort of just seem to be watching you curiously. Give me perception checks.
All right.
We go.
17. That's better.
16. I got a 16. 16 plus 3, which is 19.
Okay.
Unless
you both clock that as you're walking through, you see a handful of people that have like bloody bandaged hands that they're not, looks like they're sort of either like crossing their arms or like keeping their hands from touching things, and they're like sort of trembling a bit. You see other people with what looks like almost leprosy or just like weird diseased flesh. You even see one person who's sort of like tied down. So you can see like the sort of like top half of his torso and his head is sticking out from a tent, and he's shouting for someone to like give him food, give me food.
Oh my god.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, and it looks like everybody's just ignoring that guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
as you should. All right. Is there any like high-ranking people, or at least
Or like official looking in charge.
yeah?
Farther in the tent, it
Large
looks like
people,
there
that
are yes, it looks like there are some tents that are larger and probably belong to more important people.
Well, we should head there.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do a little roll here. Okay. One of you roll me a d4.
I can do it.
Yeah, you do it.
That is a 2.
2. Okay. You wander up to a large blue tent. It's like padded, a lot of protection from the elements, and you stand outside of this tent.
Is it like open, or is it the flap
no,
closed?
the flaps are closed, but it doesn't look like they're like tied closed or anything.
Just
We can't knock or anything, I guess.
just
What do we do?
hey, just call out.
Hey, Alexander calls out.
You hear from inside. Hello? Who's out there? Do you need something?
Yes.
Well, what is it? Come
we need
inside.
to speak.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we step
Good.
inside.
Cool. You step inside and you see a sort of middle-aged woman here. She's a bit more rotund than the people of suits chosen who are sort of almost ascetic, living out in the desert. Definitely someone who looks like they're well taken care of and well fed. They have access to resources. She's got dark skin. She has black hair and like a box braid that reaches her shoulders. She's only like 5'2", but you see she's wearing like a well-made full-length green straight dress. She has like imitation snail shell earrings and beaded bracelets, and she's got rings of lapis on both hands. So she's well jeweled and looks like well fed, and she's sitting at a desk sort of going through a book and making notations and crossing things off of lists. Looks like she's organizing something or like cross-referencing things. And she looks up and she says, who are you people?
Or like she said anything, like as Piri would enter, she'd like mumble to like Guppy or whatever, like quiet but audible enough to be heard by the person in the room. Seems this place is still going good. Nothing bad's happened yet.
Okay. Just gonna get like a real quick deception check.
Yeah, to seem genuine. Unnatural 20.
Wow. Okay.
Good job.
Cool. So you step in, and she furrows her brows at hearing this, but doesn't reply to it before she asks who you are.
We're here on account of well, it's not good, but this place seems to be fine for now. We brought clerics.
This is welcome news, but we did not send for any, nor do any of you, with the exception of her, nodding to Anna, look like you are from Muhar.
We're just mercenaries. We
Where?
have been hired. That is information I cannot give out. But we have been hired to take out any of these terrible tombs. Currently, plagues and curses are rising up from them, and they're popping up at random. We didn't expect people to be here, but it seems nothing has happened yet, and we're worried that, well, it may affect
Our
you.
team sent under guidance to try to deal with these cursed sites and the aftermath of unpleasant things that have emerged that are popping up, like the companion over here.
One of you can
Correct.
give me a deception check.
I can assist you
My
if you want.
deception is
And I can
also
roll.
like
Let's see.
physically. Could Alexandria and Perry kind of like walk up and like frame like together in front of the desk, like
Sure.
Yeah.
you know,
Tough.
that type
We
of
look tough.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you for the advantage. Because that's
Welcome.
really good. That's
I'm
21.
really good at looking
21?
serious and tough, you know.
Yeah, 21.
Wow. Okay. So,
Oh my
this lady in front of you, closes the book that she was writing in, leans back in her chair. She says, I'm sorry, I'm a little, flustered. This is very unexpected. You might be a little too late. There are already curses abound. Did you not ask the laborers on the way in? We are aware of this. There have not been plagues, but the laborers have been exposed to curses. But mind you, they are being compensated for their efforts.
Alexandria
We did
turns
notice.
to Piri and goes, "Yeah, we did." But Alexandria like noticeably turns to Piri and looks at her and just goes, "They're already into stage 2. Stage 1 has been complete. You think that this is not going to extend further, but it will, and it will get worse."
It's just not happy.
I
Are
I'm
you
not
the one in charge, or who is the one in charge? We were a little turned around because, like I said, we were expecting most of you to already be dead. So the fact, are you in charge? Who may we speak to, if it's not you?
This is my excavation. I am Karafek.
Say your name one more time.
Karafek.
How do I spell that?
Kharafek.
Wait. Say that one more time.
Kharafek.
Okay. All right.
FECK.
FECK.
Yep.
All right.
She says,
Well,
yes,
then it
this is-
seems we have came to the right tent.
I suppose. These curses were sort of to be expected. Everyone involved here knew the risks, and that is why they're being well compensated for their effort.
It doesn't matter if they're being compensated because pretty soon everyone's probably going to be dead.
And what grounds do you have to make these claims?
Many.
The last site
Many
we visited.
grounds. Many sites. This is what our seventh site.
The
Yeah.
seventh site.
Oh god, why do I feel like that was the wrong thing to say? Ah! Max, your
She says, and who sent you here, mind you?
Again, classified information.
There are not many things that would be classified to myself in this field.
Well, when it pertains to the Pharaoh and the High Priestess and orders given through a long chain, I think you understand that it may not be quite your place to ask those questions. No matter if you think you would have access or not.
Who commissioned this excavation?
We cannot say. We are bound by an oath.
I am telling you, it is the High Priestess who commissioned this excavation, in part with the Olsen Historical Society. A joint funded this excavation.
Just staring at him silently. Just like...
Even if
Gaslight.
you may already know some of the details, which we can neither confirm nor deny per our contract and our orders, then you just need to understand that it's important what we do, and you need to let us do what we need to do and what we were ordered to do, which is to help you.
Fine. You want to help? Is that why you're here?
Correct.
Are you seeking
there are many
compensation
alive?
for this?
No, we're not. But we're seeking that you at least stay out.
Yes.
She paused for a moment. She pulls a smaller little pocketbook out, flips through a few pages. She says, there have been 2 tombs that have been especially problematic for us. We're almost done here with the excavation site. We've been here a few weeks now. We're sort of wrapping up. We just have a few left. There are 2 that have been problematic for us in that they're a bit more dangerous or inaccessible for the laborers, and then there is 1 tomb that we have not been able to find a way inside. It appears that the entryway that we've tried to tear down reforms every night. It needs some sort of key to be accessed.
Interesting. Good to know.
So if you are here to help, perhaps I shall send you in the direction of one of these tombs, and you may prove yourself.
But we need you to stay out of our way.
One of these tombs we have already cleared out, so you may enter that tomb unbothered.
And the one you
So what
can't get
does
in?
it- Yeah, what is it exactly you want us to do?
Retrieve historical artifacts, relics inside, items of magical potence. These are the things we are here to collect in search of the Pharaoh's treasure. But also to retrieve lost religious texts and the like artifacts.
Good to know. Alright. Just don't send any more people in.
You will have the tomb to yourself to do what it is you do. I can have someone show you where it is. I assume you will be well suited to handle this with your own resources?
Yes.
Okay. Well, before I let you go, do you mind at least introducing yourselves to me?
Yeah. I'm Blaze.
And I'm
Cool.
Katara.
Both of you give me a deception check.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna... really cringy. Okay. Oh, good. 17.
No. Stop it. You did. Okay, well, I got a. Wait, is this deception?
Yes.
Okay, because I got a 14 plus 3, which is 17.
Blaze and Katara.
Yes, that is
Okay.
us.
And you see Anna's there with you. She says, I am Anna. That is my name. I am a chosen of... She says, right. Blaze, Katara, and Anna. Well, I bid you farewell for now. Gods be with you. She just stares at you.
I'm gonna just nod. Thanks. Gods be with you.
Alexander just, and also with you, and just turns.
So you turn around, she goes,
Get
"What?"
out of here.
Cool. You step outside, and you hear her shout for someone to come lead you towards where the tomb is. But as you step outside, you see someone walking by that turns and faces you. Sort of gets a furrowed brow look, and looks over at you all, but specifically at Anha, and takes a step closer. She says, this guy says, Via? Via, is that you? And she looks up, surprised, almost startled. She says, Athos, what are you doing? These were out in the desert. And you see this figure steps closer. This is a half-elf, it looks like. The actually only half-elf you've seen in this camp. You see that he's sort of a muscular, lithe fellow. He's standing at about 5'11". He's got dark braided hair. He's got warm brown skin. His eyes are like a faded shade of like pink quartz. He's wearing like a crimson jerkin that's like unfastened, so you can see like his chest exposed up from his sternum. His sleeves cover his arms, and he's got like fabric hanging from that just to below his waist. He's got like a red sash wrapped around his waist where a leather belt holds a black tome. And he's got like a loose pair of pants that are colored like a shade of brick clay, wears leather boots. And give me a perception check, if you will.
Oh my
both of
god.
you, if you're trying to inspect this fellow closer.
Yeah.
That is only a 12.
That's a
Okay.
7.
12.
Okay. You don't notice anything else right off the bat aside from that he is wearing a ring on one of his fingers, but aside from that, nothing else super stands out. And he steps up closer. He goes, Via, what are you doing here? And she says, I was actually with these two. There's something in these ruins that they are seeking. And he turns to both of you, looks at Electra, looks at Piri, Guppy, puts eyes on Alexandria, looks back at Anna, and he says, is she also? And Anna goes, yes, she is.
Wait. Before she can respond, could I use my telepathic, like, that ability and
Sure.
tap into his brain and respond and be like, yes, I am.
He startles. He says, in his head, he replies, you, and what is it you think I was asking?
Alexandra does not respond.
Did you cast a spell on me?
Alexandria got it. His mind is gonna be, no, I'm just taking a look around.
In my head? I see. And I
Lots
keep
of interesting
strange.
things here.
Give me a deception check.
Alexandra could speak it, but she can't see things like that. So this is all just. Wait, what is it? Deception?
Yep.
That is a dirty 20. I kind of
my
would have
God.
cried. Yeah, Alexandria, unless you rolled really high. Alexandria's just like, yeah, super interesting. Oh.
He says, "This is a bit of an uninvited intrusion. What is it exactly
I'm
you
not
see,
intruding
stranger?"
too deep. That's for me to try to piece together, because I didn't push that deep. But
Okay.
curious. And she withdraws from his mind.
Yeah, just for like a solid 20, 30 seconds, you guys are just standing silently staring at each other while everyone else just watched you.
Oh God.
And
Oh
he
no.
turns to Anna and asks that question aloud anyway. And she says, yes, she is. I suppose that means there are 2 of us now. Between, she's referring to you, Alexandria, and herself, Anna. And he says, interesting. And is she also from somewhere else? Anna nods. Yes, she is. Actually, all of these people are. Interesting. And what brings you here then? He asked this question to the party.
There's some bad stuff in this ruins. I'd get out if I were you.
I'm aware. I'm not necessarily with these people. I'm here sort of on my own business. I'm with a library, our library, conducting private documentation of the events that unfold here. So I don't intend to leave, mind you.
Alexandria narrows her, not like a glare, but just like a look of trying to figure him out. Is wait, private library, not a part,
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to hide it, I guess.
Yeah. He turns to you and says, "Are you trying to reach into my mind again?"
No!
It's rather uncalled for. Is this how you interact when you meet people? You truly are from a strange place, aren't you?
Is it? No. I was gonna say, is that obvious? Alexandria, I think, just nods. I don't know. What do you... Yeah, just nods.
He says, "Well, it is, I suppose, a boon that there is another elf walking the sands of Akirran. I will leave you to your business for now, but this meeting merits further conversation. Keep an eye on this one, Anna. She reaches into the minds of people, it seems." And he turns and walks away.
Alexandra's oh, what the heck? She literally turns to Anha and goes, "Via? What did he call you?"
You caught that, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name that I took when I arrived in Harakir, given to me by the Chosen of Sut, is Anha. But my name from before was Vianola Lucine.
Beautiful name. And is that your friend? What's his name?
That is Athos.
Again? Athos?
Yes, he is
He's
actually...
very strange.
He is a bookish fellow, but he is intelligent, if not young. He is actually the person I was going to take you to meet in Muhar. Uh, he's my contact in Muhar that I exchange information with.
I was not expecting that.
And nor was I. It is unlike him to be this far from Muhar.
You gonna talk to him again?
I plan on it. Yes, we have information to exchange.
Also, you can go into
Cool.
people's minds.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was this like whole thing. I'm still kind of trying to figure it out, but like, and then Alexandra like focus and just like a period, and then just be like, "Hello," in her mind.
Says ooh in her mind.
Yeah, it goes, "Hello."
Piri can reply, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so.
Okay, with one sentence. Just gonna. Okay, avoid killing him. That guy.
Oh, I think I want to have some fun with him. He seems like entertaining and academically smart, which is refreshing. And Alexandra's kind of like sighs and like it's gone.
Makes a weird pose and skitters backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anna gives you a curious glance. Says, were you, as he said, in his mind? Why would you do this?
Yeah. But I lied. I didn't look around. I can't like actually look and like access memories and people's things. But I wanted to test him a little bit to
And
just
what were
kind of
you-
see how he would. I was just curious. Still am. He didn't respond how I thought he would, and that threw me off guard. And I don't like being thrown off guard because I'm very smooth.
Right, of course. And before she can continue
Alexander
this
just like looks
thought,
at.
you see, it looks like a laborer walks up, not really wearing anything except like a skirt. He says, "You are the people here to help?
Yep.
Well, I can show you the problem if you'll follow me."
Sure.
Lead the way.
Okay. You walk up a small hill and head towards the back of this excavation site. And as you walk through, you can see that there's been like a lot of smaller tombs and like burial sites that have already been like excavated and explored. A lot of them were just sort of like one room areas where like a body was buried or like very small time. But as you're approaching this one, you can tell that it's definitely a bigger tomb. Obviously, someone important must have been buried here to, merit this larger burial site. And he says, "So this is the tomb. We're not really sure what happened, but we lost 2 or 3 of our own inside. They didn't come back, and that's usually a sign for us to stay out. And the guards here, they won't enter the tombs. It is not their job. They're just here to protect us from whatever desert might throw at us."
Understood.
Right. Well, good luck if you head in. May you find whatever it is you're here to do. And he walks off.
And then we're alone.
You are alone. You see also, after passing through all those people with like bandaged hands and like signs of sickness and whatnot, Electra, sort of the bleeding heart that she is, wandered off to go and see if she could help any of them with their ailments. So yes, it is you, Puri, Alexandria, Guppy, and Anha standing at the entrance of this tomb.
All right. So, if we go in here, it's probably going to be really dangerous for us. So Guppy, you're never going in. And
All right, that's
I'm having
That's fair.
I prefer you not to die. So
I prefer that too.
good. So you'll stay out here.
Right. I'll watch the entrance.
Personally, I don't want to enter this place either. But so what I'm thinking is we could either pretend to go in here or whatever, or just go into the very entrance, kind of pretend we're in. And I'm still thinking we need to sabotage something to get them to leave to pretend the curse is now erupting. Now, Alexandria, you have fire, right?
Yes.
All right, so do I. We could, at certain points, figure out which tents might have the no people in it, or food stocks or something. Not all, just a bit of food to worry people, and randomly burst them into flames.
And why are we doing this now? Because didn't we get people out of the tomb? Isn't that what you wanted?
We did, but I think they're going to try and go back.
I'm still a little confused. What are we supposed to be doing or looking for?
Well, we can go in here, but we need to get the miners out, like, permanently.
Says who?
You can trust.
Who told you to do this?
He's just gonna pause for a moment.
Was it? Oh, I was gonna say, was it like that blobby creature thing? Did you see it in your thing too?
Well, I saw that, but that wasn't what told me.
Oh.
It's the thing in the tomb. The tomb they can't get in, I'm assuming.
The thing in the tomb, like, spoke to you?
Correct. You know, because we're cursed.
So was it the thing from We're Cursed originally, or is this a different entity?
I'm pretty sure this is a different entity. I don't know. This place is just curse after curse, and it's frankly annoying. But to get the ruby, we're gonna need to get these miners out.
So we're not looking for anything in here? Alexandria, like, looks around a little bit and, like, peers kind of, like, deeper.
We get the miners out, we're going to get the thing that we're coming for.
Okay, well, to start, can we look around a little bit? I'll go in there. I don't care.
Alright, I will go in with you, but everyone else should stay probably outside.
Anna says
Anha,
you'd have me stay outside?
no. Or maybe, like, a little bit behind so you don't accidentally get pulled into anything else, because you're already cursed once, and being cursed more than once really sucks. So, like, but, like, you could, like, be close to help, maybe, if you could or if you wanted to, but not close enough that if anything bad happened, you would be pulled in.
I think it would benefit all of us to all stay among the living. Yes?
Then yeah, you stay behind us.
Yes, because I am totally, completely among the land of the living. Yes.
You seem very alive to me.
Yes.
It's an odd thing to say.
Just deadpan. Yes. Yes. I am very alive. Thank you very much.
Cool. So, you guys step up and head towards this tomb. And I actually have a map for this tomb. So now we will open up Owlbear and take a look at that. So let me know when you've got that pulled up, and I will...
I'm in here. Wait, why is Mummy Lord at the party?
I just pulled... That's for the second browser, too. Very random and unfortunate name, but that's the second browser, so I can display it. Okay. Okay. Here, 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 and boom. Okay. So. Should be pulled up. Perfect. So let me know when you both can see that.
I think I see a purple bar at the top of loading.
Okay.
Let me try.
And so, yeah, Guppy is waiting outside, right?
Yes, Guppy's guarding the door from outside.
Good. Good. I don't trust anyone with 4 hit points.
Oh no.
Also, does he get death saving throws, or is he just too weak and just
He
dead?
would, unless he took 8 damage in one hit.
Oh my god, that's terrible. 8 damage, and he's insta-dead. That's like any basic attack. That is any monster can deal 8 damage.
Oh no.
Okay, so let me know when
Oh.
you can see the owlbear and you've
Okay.
got like a little map. It should be mostly grayed out.
I see it. It's worked for me.
Okay. Kayla?
This is nice.
Putting in the password.
Gotcha.
Oh, we got Crocodile in here.
There is no crocodile. If you zoom in a little closer, you may see that is in fact not a crocodile.
No, I mean, like,
Oh,
we got Crocodile in the party.
Oh,
Like,
gotcha.
the name Crocodile. Yeah, there's a crocodile.
I was like, So,
Crocodile.
while that loads for Kayla, I will describe this first room you've stepped into. So, the small flight of stairs leads down to this room that's like dimly illuminated. There's a few discarded lanterns around the area, among collapsed columns, shedding a little bit of light around. You can see very near the entrance there's actually the collapsed body of looks like a deceased laborer. You can see small movements in the dark around this person's body, and as you step down further inside, you can see that there are rats making a meal of this person.
Oh, yum.
Yes, indeed.
Hmm.
Both of you give me a perception check real quick.
Oh, I'm godly with these.
Am I typing the password?
Alright.
SUTE? No
You know
cap?
Is it lowercase or no cap? Okay. There we go. It's still loading.
What was that, Winter?
Okay, wait. What do you need?
Perception check.
Perception check. So I am correct. I am godly. I just got a natural 1.
Oh, very nice, very nice. You don't see anything aside from what I described.
Cool.
Kayla?
That is a 7.
7. You also do not see anything as you step in. So you can move your tokens around this area, and I will reveal things as pertains to where you are.
All right. Is it like dim light? Or
This room is more well lit because there's the like smoldering remains of this excavator that looks like he died fairly recently, and there are these discarded lanterns around here that are also illuminating a bit.
nice. All right. What's the light of a lantern if you have that statistic?
The light of a lantern.
Like the range.
I think I do. That is going to be. It's a 15-foot bright radius, 30-foot dim.
Okay, that works for me. I would like to. Is this where the lantern is? If I can pick it up.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna pick that up. Because my dark vision or whatever, I'm gonna use it so that the dim light for the lantern is bright light.
Okay. Cool. That's right. I should have. Okay. So as you step over there, you can now see a little bit farther. You can see this area over here.
Oh, that's lovely.
So as you gaze over there and see that, it looks like there's a sludge-like growth spilling through an iron portcullis that bars entry into another area. As you step closer, there's like an earthy, pungent smell in the air. There's small green luminescent mushroom pins that appear to be growing here. Looking farther into the other room, you can see some spider webs and mushrooms of a considerable size larger than these small pins floating there, or growing there.
Interesting. Okay. Alexandria. Oh yeah,
You having
you're
some
not in.
trouble there, Kayla?
Yeah, I'm having trouble getting it to load, but I can see
Okay.
it on here. Could
Okay.
I go near Piri and just do a general, like, I don't know, like perception, or I want to like check for traps and stuff in that area, or for whatever is happening.
Sure, in sort
right
of this
there.
area where you both are?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
That is a 19 plus 3, which is 22.
Very good.
Alexandria is in her element. She is searching.
Yes,
so
you
hard.
are definitely in your element. You look around this room, you look for sort of mechanical triggers or things that might indicate a trap, and nothing seems to suggest that this room you're in has traps of any sort.
Well, at least the tomb isn't trapped.
That's good. That's something.
And so this thing to the like left, is that a corridor?
Yes, that is a hallway.
Ah, lovely. A tight 5 foot 5 by 5 hallway. It's my.
That it is.
Love these types of hallways. Woo! Favorite.
I will like walk through it, but I'm gonna like keep my eyes out and see if like the floor looks like it would indent, or maybe there's like a hole in the wall for something to shoot me, so anything like that.
Gotcha. You can give me a perception check if you'd like to make that.
I would like to do that because I do not trust zombie teams. Yay! Lovely! I got the 7.
There's nothing fishy about this hallway. You don't see any holes or pressure plates on the
Could
floor.
Alexandria do a check over her trying to
You can
look?
use that pass check for this hallway too, and you don't spot anything either.
Okay, groovy.
Okay.
Oh, I got it to load.
Very nice. So as
I
you
think, yes.
round that corner there, you gain sight into that room there.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so pretty. I love it.
And as you get a little bit closer and step into the door frame, you can now see the rest of the room there.
Okay.
So
Did Alexandria follow behind?
yes.
How did it-
So you step into this room and you hear quiet chittering and squeaking noises breaking the silence. Looks like 2 more laborers appear to have met their end here, with the difference being that it looks like fungal growth protrudes from various parts of the corpses here. There looks like a half dozen rats maybe that are also eating these dead people. And as you look a little bit closer, it looks like the rats have tiny little mushroom pins growing from them as well. And their eyes have like a dim green reflective glow to them. You also
Oh,
see
that's not good.
a pouch rests on the ground just a few inches away from the fingers of one of the dead laborers here. And
Actually-
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, like, this is perfect because I'm going to pull up the bandana that I've never used. I'm going to put my bandana over my face.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to do anything, but
Uh.
I don't like mushrooms.
Yeah, Alexandria doesn't need to breathe, but so that's probably good. That you're
That is
covering
true.
it. That you're covering your face. So Alexandria is good, but Pure is
Yeah. And there's a pouch near one of the laborers' hands.
Yes, the one right in front of you. It's a little small, but it is there.
All right, I'm
Good.
going to, like...
Or I would
You
say
go.
Alexandria could use her rapier to like get it off the body and extend to Puri.
Yeah, you can do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
You slide it over with your rapier and pick it up, and you have a little hemp sack in your hands.
I'm going to open it.
Cool. You open it up, and within you see a vial, a small one, of some dark liquid. There's a lock of hair, a ring of rusted keys, and a brass ring.
I will take the vial.
Okay.
I'll pick that out. And What color is the vial?
It looks like a deep, like blue, if not like black liquid.
Lovely. Here, you hold on to this. I'm gonna hand it to Alexandria.
So then, what are the other things specifically? I want to make sure I note this down correctly.
Sure.
So there's a key. There's some keys or key ring.
A ring of rusted keys. Yep. Then a brass ring and a lock of hair.
What color is the hair?
Black.
Kind of thinking this is just some like workers' personal home items.
Yeah. Okay. Well, still good to know. Maybe like keep an eye out for like, I don't know if anything, you know, like they needed a key, but like.
I doubt the rusted keys are what's gonna get us in
the two. It would be so nice if that was the case.
Yeah.
In the top left corner of the room on the map there, you see that there is a cornered bookshelf.
Oh, yeah.
That is the last thing you see in this room.
Yes, Alexandria would like to go check that out as well.
Sure. Give me an investigation check if you are searching the bookshelf.
Oops. Okay. My investigation, please. I think it's just +1. Hold on. Okay, I got a 11. Load. Plus. Oh, it's +3. Okay, so that's 14. Alexandria will
14?
scan this bookshelf.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. So with a 14, you find first thing you find is a text in salvageable condition that appears to just display perhaps the family history of who was buried in this tomb. Doesn't seem too noticeable, but it does seem like a salvageable historical tome. Additionally, you find among the rotting tomes and insect-eaten scrolls, you find a book bound in scales. Glancing at it, it appears to contain the writings of a priest of Sect. And if you want to skim that, let me know.
Wait, how do you spell the priest of again?
S-E-K.
S-E-K? Okay, I don't think, I feel like maybe right here is not the best place to open up and, like, crack into these books, so I'm gonna save these or possibly to hand off to...
Sure.
Athos? Is that how you say?
Yeah.
His name? Athos, and because he knows this stuff, so maybe we can get, like, a really good opinion from him.
Okay. Piri, were you investigating that bookshelf?
No, Piri is over here, looking down the hall. I think there's a hallway right there in front of me.
Yes, there is.
And I'm avoiding stepping on whatever that is.
Alexandria will walk up beside Piri.
Cool. You step a little bit closer, and you can see a hallway that continues on.
Oh, it connects to the... Okay.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so all this stuff on the ground, like, what does it look like?
It looks like mud with, like, roots and sort of like a fungal network going through it, like mycelium and stuff.
Okay.
Does it look dangerous? Like, can we walk on it? Like...
It doesn't look dangerous. It just looks like mud with, again, like, mycelium sort of weaving in and in between it. There's nothing to suggest it's outwardly dangerous, like touch.
Okay. Well, onward.
Yeah, I'll step on it.
Hana gives you a nod and follows. And you step on it, and it is a sort of like muddy, clay-like consistency, but it doesn't appear to be harmful to you. You step down that hallway, and you can see that the portion of the hallway that opens into the next room appears overgrown with brambles and thorny vines.
Can we get through, or are they like?
It looks like you could get through, but I need a dexterity check to pass through. They're only up to about waist height.
I mean, could I burn?
Chop them?
Could I produce
Or burn
flame?
them?
All of these are options you could do.
I would like to produce
Yeah.
flame.
Cool.
Just.
Yeah. Piri, you extend your hands and breathe fire into these brambles. It takes a little bit of time, but they burn away and fall into ash, clearing the way forward.
You don't want to get
Job.
cut in this dungeon.
Yes.
All right. What's in here?
All right.
What's
You,
Oh my god.
Spooky home.
you step into this
Okay.
next room, and you see a larger room that is overgrown with a lot of large ferns and fungus. It looks like it's dimly lit by a colony of bioluminescent mushrooms. Some of them appear to be as tall as like 6 feet and 10 feet wide. In the center of the room, there's a small pit where a mass of green vines, thick, encircle it, and a cloudy gas hangs in the air above it. The floor is thick and slippery like wet clay, and the room smells really earthy, like mud and plant life, and there's a putrid smell coming from the center pit in the room.
Lovely. Oh, this is a nice place.
Well, I mean, a little work. This could be a nice room. Little cleanup, you know.
Little home makeover.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need real quick.
Oh no.
Freeze where you are.
Oh my god.
Okay, please get this right. Okay. From Piri and Alexandria, a DC 13 strength saving throw. As
Right.
roots, huh?
Yeah. Oh no, I was just saying strength.
Yes, strength. Piri and Alexandria, a strength saving throw.
Okay. I made it.
Very nice.
Yes, I did as well.
Okay. So you're both taking a few steps into this room as these vines burst from the ground around you and try to hold you into the ground. As that happens, everyone roll initiative.
Oh god. Okay.
Lovely. My initiative is always pretty good.
13. Got a
13?
13. Yes.
Okay.
I got a 3. Oh, sorry, no, a 4.
4. Okay.
What?
Cool.
Oh no.
So you don't see anything happening yet, but we are in initiative. Let's see here. So Anna's up first. She notices these vines go after all of you, but doesn't see what's originating them. So she takes a dodge action. Alexandria, it is your turn. You can give me a perception roll, or any sort of action you'd like to take to try and assess the situation.
Yeah, I think Alexandria would do perception for
Okay.
sure, and would probably move a little bit closer to the way out, so she has like an easier can step into that
Mhm.
hallway. But yes, is going to do a perception check.
Okay.
That is a solid 6.
Solid 6. Cool. So as you step towards the exit, yep, you are gonna get swiped at here because, and as this happens, you see where this is emanating from. The mass of vines and plant matter emanating from this pit lash out towards Alexandria.
Come at me,
and
bro.
That is a
Come at me.
13 to hit.
That hits.
No.
Okay.
I got some light, sneaky leather armor. I forget every single time. I'm a very
Okay.
noisy.
You take
Oh no. Watch me insane.
10 bludgeoning damage and are grappled.
When I said insane, I was thinking like 7. Not 10!
Uh-oh.
So
Oh my
you can
God.
no longer move. At the end of your turn, at the start of your turn, you can make an attempt to escape this grapple. Cool. That brings it to Piri.
All right. So these vines that are coming out of the hole, like there's gas just like seeping out of it, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
It's like a low-hanging fog.
Does it look like fog or gas?
It's more like vapor almost than like a gas.
Okay, so if since I want a hand free to pull out my shield, and to free my hand, do I think throwing a lantern filled with oil into that hole would work?
To cause an explosion or something?
At least one that's within the yeah.
You imagine that throwing the lantern and it breaking would probably spill the oil and ignite a surface, but I don't know about an explosion. That doesn't seem like what would occur to you.
Yeah. I was thinking, well, I still want to throw the lantern at it.
Sure, give me an attack roll.
Alright. Just improvised weapon, essentially.
Yep.
19.
19. That hits. So I will say roll 1d4 for the bludgeoning of it, and then a d6 for the fire.
Right. Do I add a damage? Like, what would the damage modifier be?
You can throw a strength modifier
cool.
on the 1d4.
Just hurling it with all my strength. All right, so that's 5 bludgeoning,
Okay.
and then 5 fire.
Okay. Cool. So you ignite this plant, and it appears to not be that affected by the fire, actually. But you did bonk it pretty good with that lantern. It is now the turn of this creature, and it is going to animate vines around you, Guppy, causing you to make another DC 13 strength saving throw.
You said
Say
Guppy.
Guppy.
Sorry, Fury. Guppy is not in this room.
I was like, we were there. Guppy is
Very
not. Guppy do be outside.
All right, strength saving throw.
Yep, DC 13.
Barely made it.
Okay, you are not restrained. That brings it to Anha, who is going to run over to Alexandria and cure wounds you for not a lot. Where is that thing? For 4 health.
Better. It's that helps. It's better than that.
Yes. And that brings it to Alexandria. You are grappled, so you cannot move. But you can try to escape the grapple.
Yes.
You can also attack.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
Or wait, could I attack and stay grappled? Or would I have to grapple then attack? Like if I wanted to cast a spell per se, that does not involve moving my hands.
You could still cast a spell. Go ahead and make a insight or survival check for me.
Okay, I'm going to do an insight check if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 13 plus 3. That is a 16 for insight.
As you feel these vines constricting around your limbs, you see thorns begin protruding, and on some of these thorns you see a liquid begin to drop from them. It seems like it would be very bad for you if you were restrained for much longer.
Okay, so then I'm going to try to break out. Yes, please.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength save. DC is 14.
I got a 15. Barely got it.
Very good.
But yes.
Okay.
I'd like to get out as best as I can, please.
You broke out of the grapple, and you may take your action as normal now.
So I can still cast a spell?
Yep.
Do I think that that Dissonant Whispers would do damage to this thing?
You think it would make sense that it would do damage? Yeah. But as for the fleeing effect of it,
it's okay if that's not a part.
Okay.
That's.
But
not
I mean,
as
to for the kind of save it would need to make, it would make a lot of sense that it would not be very wise and be able to save well.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking. I was looking at the saves and I was like, ooh, okay. I think Alexandria is just going to channel this dark, energy and Dissonant Whisper this thing. So it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw of 11.
All right. Okay, that's a 13 on the die, but oh, wow. Okay, so it doesn't actually get a modifier, so it actually saves. Unfortunately.
Say the target takes half as much damage and doesn't have to move away. So it still takes damage, but it's just half. So I have to roll 3d6s. And then whatever that is halved. Nice. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. Those are high rolls. Okay. 14, which is 7.
Okay, nice.
7 damage.
You see that these vines sort of shudder and writhe as you blast them with this energy. Puri, that is you.
Super glare.
Perfect. All right. So this fumes or whatever that are coming out, I don't want to breathe in, so I'm gonna hold my breath, and I'm going to run up to it, or here-ish, I guess, if that work.
Yeah, you can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to
4 minutes.
Yep.
Apparently, it says the rules are great with how many minutes you can breathe, but okay.
Outside of combat,
if it's in
combat,
combat, then,
inside it's rounds. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna run up to this thing, and I'm just gonna try and give it a good smack with my warhammer.
Okay.
We love it. Yes. What's a warhammer?
My warhammer just almost never lets me down. It is such a good weapon.
It's dependable. Yeah.
It's a natural 20. Oh my god.
Yep.
I love my warhammer. I didn't pull out my shield, so I'm two-handing it.
Naturally.
The damage. Oh. Okay. 18 damage. Bludgeoning.
Ooh. Okay. 18 bludgeoning damage.
Bring this down.
Smack it really good as some of the vines tear off from the blow of your warhammer. It is now this vine's turn, and it's going to reach out and try to grab Puri. That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that hits me.
For
Sorry.
9, actually that's wrong, 13 bludgeoning damage, and you are now grappled.
Ouch. 13.
Actually, you are now not only grappled, you are restrained. I misread that last round. So, but at the beginning of your next round, you'll be able to try to break out of that.
I don't like this. This is bad.
Oh,
This is not good.
okay. It is Anha's turn. She runs up to this thing as well, and is going to take a swipe at it. She will cast Inflict Wounds, so she's going to try to slash it with her scimitar infused with necrotic energy. That dice is completely gone. And the tray, please. That is a natural 1, so that is a big miss. That spell does not go off. That brings it to Alexandria.
She is going to also come forward, and I think she's going to pull out her handy-dandy rapier, and is just going to take this blade and just try to slice through whatever vines are like shooting out and encasing Fury to try to get her free.
Okay.
Just trying to target that specifically with.
So you're trying to free Fury or do an attack against this creature? Because those are mutually exclusive.
She's trying to free Fury by chopping off whatever vine. So I think
give
that would
me
be free. I don't know. Attack.
However
you want to roll it.
Yeah, if you're trying to just free Fury and not do any damage, that will be a DC 14 athletics roll. Or a strength save, yes.
Okay. Do you want me to do... What do you want me to roll?
Go ahead and do athletics.
Right. Okay. Wait, do I get a modifier? Do I get my modifier?
Yeah, if you have a strength modifier to athletics, then yeah, you could apply that modifier.
Okay, yes. That is 14 plus 1, which is 15, which I think also barely makes it. Thank the dice.
Yes, yes, it does barely make it, and you're able to pry Fury free from the vines. Fury, you are no longer restrained, and it is your turn.
Perfect. Well, I guess it's time for the smashy smash. I'm just gonna give a nod of appreciation, and oh my god, another.
No way! Did you get another crit?
I crit again. I did.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I'm.
This vine doesn't know what's hit him yet. He's not prepared for the smashy smash.
Okay, damage. Okay, it's less damage. It's 14 this time. Okay,
yeah, you still womp it real good though. It's starting to look noticeably damaged. That is Anha's turn again. She is going to try the same necrotic swipe. And that is going to hit. And she's going to do 3d10 of necrotic.
Oh my god.
Dang! These rolls are lucky. She deals 21 points of necrotic damage as a lot of this thing's mass begins to wither and dry up. That is Alexandria's turn.
Still alive? It's still kicking?
It's still alive.
That on Amazon? Okay.
Actually, I forgot it was the Vine's turn after Piri went. I forgot to do its turn. So that Vine is going to take its turn to make another attack at Piri, but on a 11 it's not going to hit. So now it's Alexandria's turn.
Aha, nice. Okay. I think Alexandria is just going to do a little mind sliver again.
Okay.
So yeah. For that it's a cantrip, but do I Because it doesn't have a hit, so I think it has to roll.
Does it need to make a save?
Yeah, and intelligence, and it has
Okay.
to be an 11.
Well, on a 10 on the die, but -5 to its modifier, that's a big fail.
Yes. Okay. It's just a 1d6.
Did you get a 6?
That is a 6. That is 6. Yes. Okay. You guys are doing
Nice.
like 14, 20, and I'm super excited about 6. Damn.
Cool.
Really proud of that.
Yeah, you spike this thing with psychic energy, and it takes that damage. Piri, that brings it back to you.
Okay. I gotta go with another bonk.
Another crit.
No, not another crit, but I would assume a 24 hits.
Yes, so 24 hits.
I guess my attacks are just making up for my lack in perception.
Obviously.
I really know how to bonk something. That's 11 damage.
Okay. Cool. There
This
is
is-
not a lot left of this thing.
Oh, I would also like to use my bonus action to
Yep.
second wind to heal.
Okay, gotcha. You second
I'm
wind, and as you smash down on it again, it's going to try to whip at you frailly with the last bit of mass that it has. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does not hit.
Okay,
My armor class is 16.
very good. It's pretty frail at this point. You're not grappled or battered. Is Anna's turn. She is going to cast a Sacred Flame, needing it to make a dex save, which it does not pass, I think. Wait. No, it does pass. Okay. Alexandria, that brings it to you.
I think Alexandria is just gonna try to stab this thing.
Okay,
With
and
the-
you
with the
do
rapier.
have sneak attack
Yeah.
damage if you hit.
Yes! I haven't used my spooky die in a while. Okay, great. Okay. That is a 9 plus 3. That is only a 12 to hit.
12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Oh, R.I.P. Her aim's just a little bit off. She's trying to be cool, like Piri, and like stab it, because it's like her version of bonk, but it's just like not the same.
Mhm.
Not there.
Piri, that is your go.
All right. Another. How many bonks does this thing take? Okay,
Apparently, like 3.
19 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, dang! Look at you
It's
go.
just ooh, 13 damage.
Piri, finish this mass of wriggling vines.
Yes.
Yeah!
As like the last vines are crawling out, I just want to just smash it into pulp, just up and down.
Absolutely pulverize this vine into pulp with your warhammer, leaving a bit of a green stain on the flat end of it as you pull away. And you're now out of combat.
And then I take a breath.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
So-
I back up and take a breath.
Yeah.
I would also
Uh,
like to back up.
As everyone backs away from the pit. Cool. You are now in this room unattested by hostile plant life. What would you like to do?
I would like to take some samples if possible, or cut off a little bit of like the fungi or like some of the pulp from the vine.
Sure, you can do all the above. Take some samples of the plant life around here. Are you approaching the vine and pulp where the mist is coming out from that pit?
Is it possible to get some bits of that or to scrape some off of Piri's hammer actually instead of getting close to the...
Sure. You don't think, I mean, especially because you don't have to breathe, that it would be dangerous for you to be near that pit. It didn't seem to have any adverse effect on you guys when you were standing in it either.
Okay, then if I don't think, then actually I'm gonna go and try to get like a little chunk sample.
Cool. As
If
you walk
possible.
up to the small pit, you see that this sort of vapor is rising from like a bubbling pool of liquid at the bottom of this pit. It looks like about 10-15 feet down, perhaps deep. Do you give that any thought, or do you carry on?
I mean, how injured are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm at 17 out of 23 on help me a little bit. I mean, I got a little beat up, probably, but not too bad.
Your mood is a 17 out of 23.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Okay.
good.
My mood is a 20 out of 24. I think we could go a little bit, but if we encounter anything else...
Yeah, I don't want to go too deep, but like, is this the entirety of the room? Does the room extend more? Can we move, like, a little
Fury,
bit?
as you step over there, you gain sight of the rest of the room over there.
Oh my god. Whoa! What?
What?
Oh my god! That's so cool.
Uh, Fury's
Uh,
opinion is
Look at the
very
cave.
different.
Yeah, what was that,
Oh
Kayla?
my god. I was like, what was the thing in the case? This is so cool.
Oh.
And then Fury
Did you
just,
zoom in?
oh.
Oh! This is...
Uh,
Look at those bodies.
grody.
So, are you moving into that area that just opened up at all, or are you sort of chilling there?
Oh, it looks dangerous. That's a lot of dead bodies and skellies.
yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to venture in? Do you want me to try to sneak? Could I maybe... Oh!
I mean, if everything's being infected by mushrooms, I'm pretty sure you sneaking while walking on top of mushrooms isn't gonna matter.
No, I can climb walls in the ceiling. Or just walls. I don't know if I can do ceiling
You can
yet,
climb
but
on
I
ceiling.
can climb... Could I,
You can
like,
climb-
skirt?
You can
Yeah.
climb on walls.
100%.
Yeah. It's
I'm
a part
interested
of
to see what
my-
that looks like.
Yeah, it's a part of the curse that makes me like blood. It's a part of that thing, you know?
You're cursed to walk on walls.
Yes.
Sounds like a
Alexander
sick curse.
Spada just goes, yes. Well, I also but I also ingest human blood. So, you know,
Oh,
there's, like,
just
certain
human blood?
costs. Animal blood. I haven't really tried many other blood. Oh,
As long as it's
okay.
human blood, that's fine. Doesn't involve me.
Alexander just pondering different. Okay, yes, I would like to climb these walls to drop down over by this little tomb-looking guy.
For
And I
sure,
see there's,
go
like, little
ahead.
treasure chest.
Go ahead and move your token as if you were on the ceiling or wall.
I don't know. Is it moving it on your screen? Ah, look. I don't know if you can see me moving it.
Yes, yes,
Whoa,
I can.
super cool.
Uh,
Treasure.
Cool. So you get over there, and you see there's an open sarcophagus with within there is a mummified body from which mushrooms are sprouting. There appears to be sort of like a green slime seeping out from underneath the sarcophagus. Additionally, you see that this mummy holds across its chest a staff that is carved into the likeness of a python. And at the foot of the sarcophagus, there was a chest with some gold coins in it.
Well, how many gold?
There is
What's the exact amount? What's the Skyrim?
2. There
Logic.
are 2
Yeah.
gold coins in that coffin, or little
Oh,
chest.
that's a lot easier to count.
All 2 of them.
All two.
I would like to take the coins. I would
Sure.
also like to.
I can just imagine, like, I don't know how you can climb on walls, but like you're like upside down, like Spider-Man crawling, and you just
To get those
reaching for the
coins, you're
coin.
gonna need to get on the floor and actually stand
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I'll do. Yeah, but that'd be really funny. And then could I like get back on the wall to kind of lean over this like
Sure. Yeah,
sarcophagus, and I would like to like cover
You're
my
like-
hand in something or wrap
Yeah.
it, and grab this. Try to take this staff thing.
Sure. With a bit of creak and like brittle crunching, pulling this staff from the joints of this mummy, you pry this python-shaped staff free. And even as you hold it, you can feel a little bit of latent magical energy within the staff.
Ooh.
Puri, as you're in this room, you
Oh, no.
hear a voice in the back of your mind bidding you to break off a finger undetected from this mummy and bring it back outside.
It wants some. Oh, okay.
What? You good?
Uh,
Alexander's like across from the across this like big room. You good? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I'm good. I'm worried. It said undetected. Is undetected calling out to my friend to break off the break off the finger? Is that undetected? I'm gonna.
It's.
I'm guessing not.
That's up to you to interpret how you will. The voice
Yep.
seemed to just sort of imply that you need to get that finger without people that would have a problem with you doing that, knowing that you're doing it. This is the same voice of the mummy that you spoke to. It seems like this is probably a part of a plot to remove the miners and historians and such.
Okay, so, I want to try and be like, psst. Hey, can I try and mouth the word like break finger and then like hold up my finger and like pretend to like pull it off, and then point at the mummy?
Sure.
Does Alexandria
Yeah,
like
you
perceive
got
this
that.
clearly?
Yeah.
Alexandria goes, "Yeah, it's a really cool staff," and then we'll like get a finger.
Cool.
Actually, two.
Okay. As you break two fingers off of this mummy, and Anna walks over. Go ahead, if you're trying to hide that you're doing this, give me a
Yeah.
stealth roll. Although I guess, would Alexander try to hide that she's doing this, considering that Piri asked her to?
I think that Alexandria knows that if Anha saw her doing this regardless, that Anha would not be very happy. So I
Okay.
think Alexandria, just because of that, would
Yeah,
would
that's
want
why
to hide it versus like Piri.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give
That's
me
why Fury mouthed it.
a stealth check as you break off two fingers.
Okay, that helps. I got a 8 plus 3, which is 11.
Okay.
Oh no. Just gonna see this. Oh no. This staff is so heavy. What a heavy
Okay.
staff.
Cool. So, you do not know whether or not Anha notices this, but she doesn't say anything about it.
Right, Ruby. Alexandra's gonna try to, as swiftly as she can and safely get back to her party.
Cool.
And fall back over
you
the walls of the
managed to get back over there, no hassle. And as you arrive back over there, you see also that there is one other area that Anha pointed out while she was walking around. She notices that there's another area over here. It looks like there's another room over here. I'm going to go check it out.
Oh, come on.
Okay. Anha walks over here into this room, and you can now see into this room.
Interesting.
Okay.
So you
Ooh, what's
step
that
in.
thing?
Okay. Oh my god.
It appears
Alright.
to be a dirty room, a bit of shambles. There's large spider webs hanging in corners, from which you actually do see the glinting, reflective eyes of spiders about the size of plates staring back at you as you wander into this room. In addition to
Gross.
that, you see an altar that looks long since abandoned, coated in webs and melted candles. Atop the altar, you see a small wooden chest. And that is what you perceive in this room.
Clearly something you should pop open.
Yeah, could I mage hand that open? Would that work? Or would that not work?
Sure, you can try to make your own open, and as you send this arcane hand over to try to open it, it grabs the lid and pulls, tilting the box back, which would lead you to believe that it is either locked or clamped shut.
Maybe have the hand just bring it closer to you?
Yeah, and then that hand, I would like to pop it.
As long as it's however many pounds of the hand can carry.
It's small.
Yeah.
So your hand brings over this small wooden box and places it within your hands.
Can I shake it a little bit? Does it look fragile?
Yeah, you give it a little bit of a shake, and you hear it sounds like something metallic, perhaps bumping into something glass, and another sort of sound that's unfamiliar within, rattling around as you shake it.
Does it look like I could pick it open?
It does.
Okay. Alexandra's gonna lean down, kind of like get in her zone, and is gonna kind of do this for Piri to be like, hey, could you hold this for me and hold it level?
She'll do that.
And then is gonna kind of reach into her pack and rifle through until she finds her tools to try to get this little thing open.
As you rummage through your pack, brushing your belongings out of the way, a little ragdoll out of the way, you grab your thieves' tools and pull them out.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh, I need to make a note. Ha! I just remembered something. Alright. Okay. I want to try to open this.
Go for it.
What do you want me? Do I roll?
Just do a thieves' tools check.
That is a solid 19.
Cool.
So...
a simple lock, not too difficult. As you click it into place, you sort of realize that the keyhole on this thing seems to match fairly similarly to the rusted key ring you found earlier. Some of the keys on there look similar. And you pop the box open, and inside you see what looks like a potion of... actually, before I tell you what that potion looks like, you see a censer that seems to be filled with harsh-smelling herbs and an infant crocodile skull.
Oh, lovely.
So looking at that potion, go ahead and give me an Arcana roll.
That is a nat 20 plus 1, so that is a 21. Yeah, I just zone in on this potion.
Yeah, this seems to be a potion of healing. Bit of an odd potion of healing, but by all means, it seems to be a potion of healing.
Oh my god, great. Alexandra is gonna pocket that for a rainy day, or if her and her friends need a little healing.
Cool.
And then you said there was like a censer or harsh herbs.
Yes,
that
there is
a
incense burner, like a little censer that is filled with harsh-smelling herbs that are still packed in there unburned.
Okay, I think Alexandra would kind of show Piri out loud, be like, "This is what I found." I don't know about you guys, but I would like to get out of here and kind of go through some of the stuff we found, and maybe we can find a quiet place to to talk, maybe check out, see what Athos is doing, because I know I have some books that maybe you could help us that could give us insight on what might be going on here.
Yeah, sure. We should just get out here first.
Okay,
Louise is, yes, let us head out. And you begin heading towards the exit. As you do, everyone give me a perception check as you begin heading out.
Perception.
Yep.
Checkpoints in the sky.
That is a...
And I'm back to the bad rolling. I got a 7.
Okay.
I got a 14!
As you begin heading out, Alexandria, you clock right on the other side of that portcullis. Right there, you clock that there is a lever that opens the portcullis.
Oh! Can I pull it?
Yep, you pull the lever and the portcullis clanks open, and you can walk right back out through that first room and then head on out.
Haha, nice.
Excellent.
Lovely.
So, Dark Souls shortcut.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. So you guys step back outside into the sunlight and back out into the warmth of the desert. What do you do now?
I'm gonna first check and see if there's like any. Actually, you know what? Okay, Alexandria, I'm gonna check you in case you're covered in spores or anything. You check me. And can I roll a perception check to see if there's anything
Yes, you can.
contaminating? Perception, okay, not
Yeah.
terrible.
Do
14.
you want me to roll one for you?
Sure.
It's perception, right?
Yep.
That's a 2 plus 3. That is a 5.
Oh boy, I got a 14.
Here you don't see anything sporsy on Alexandria apart from the mud on her boots. Alexandria, likewise, that's about all you clock on Piri is some mud on her boots. Doesn't look like there's anything fungal clinging to you anywhere.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Perfect. Thanks. Alright.
I do not know where a safe place would be to talk other than Anha.
Yes.
Do you think we could maybe find your friend?
Yes. I'm not sure where we would find him, but
Is he trustworthy though?
he is
Like,
probably the person I trust almost most in Parkir.
That's good.
okay.
Right. Go ahead and give me a perception check as you look for him.
That is a 19. We back. Sorry, Piri. That 1%. Very bad. Usually my perception checks are good.
I get it.
19?
Yes.
Okay. And Piri, what'd you get?
I got a 4.
4. Okay. Man, you
Oh,
cannot
no.
roll perception. Cool.
No, I can't.
So,
But that's good because I usually can. So,
Alexandra, you catch Athos walking into a larger green tent amidst some of the other colored tents. And as you begin walking over, you see someone in sort of almost clerical garb, almost like sort of what Karafek was wearing, almost like researcher-like clothes. You see this older, bald man steps up to all of you and says, "You are new faces. I do not believe I've had the pleasure of meeting you."
Yeah, we're very new.
I see.
Very new. Very, very new. Yeah.
Well,
In this one
it
spot.
is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Behel.
Nice to meet you, Behel.
Say, I couldn't help but notice you just came out of that tomb over there.
Correct.
is something you're proficient in doing, is delving in tombs like this, recovering artifacts.
We're more trying to stop the curses that are upsurging.
But we do have some skills. I am well trained in exploring tombs and
Correct.
disarming traps. And
Wow, those are all very useful skills to have, no doubt. You seem very professional. Say, if you happen to, while you are in any of these tombs, come across a metallic or a jeweled scarab, I will pay you handsomely to bring it to me.
This sounds illegal.
noted.
I'm not saying this out loud, though.
That is noted.
Good.
We'll keep that in mind and come forth if we find anything.
Thank you for hearing me out. I appreciate it. And I do not kid. Handsomely will be the reward you will receive should you bring me a scarab like this. And he gives a bow and turns and walks away.
Cool.
Oh,
Wait, so
okay.
you got a snake-looking snaff, right?
If Alexandra probably would have like kind of tucked it behind with this person, and she kind of like pulls it out. I was like, yeah.
I like it. That's probably magic. I don't know how we're gonna figure out how to use it, though.
I was hoping maybe Athos could help us. And she says that with like flourish, like almost like she's making fun of like how like he was like, I don't know, put together, but she's just like, maybe Athos.
Although we should pretend that we're not, also grave robbing, because we would get executed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't find that in the cave. This was just a legit purchase that we got
Yes,
somewhere else.
I love merchandise. I love
do I.
buying things when I travel. Yeah.
Also, could I see one of those digits you have?
One of these what?
The digits.
Oh, yeah.
Finger.
Yeah, sure. No. Yeah, I know we had that bet, and I owe you that one coin. And
Yeah.
Alexandria will kind of like brush past you, and just slip one of the two fingers into your hand. I would like to try to do this very stealthily.
Cool. You can give me a sleight of hand check as you do that.
That is an 11 plus 5, which is 16. My sleight of hand
Cool.
is very stacked.
Yep, no one seems to
God.
notice that you've done this. And here you're
Perfect.
now holding a mummified finger.
I'm going to,
Mm.
I guess, hold on to it and keep it in my inventory,
There you go.
because I don't know what the mummy wants with this finger.
Perfect. So, you see not too far off is a tent that Athos had walked into, a green tent.
Oh. Would it be possible for Alexander? Is there only one entrance into this tent?
Looks like it, yes.
Is there any other way to get into this tent, like at all? Would that be like, I don't know, like crawling under the bottom? I don't know.
You would
Like, is
have
there
to
any other
pull
way?
up the flaps and wriggle under. That is the other way inside.
Sneak in. Do you think
I feel like you could sneak
would it
in
be
that
bad
way.
if Alexandria did that? Like, while you guys go in? Because I just really love the idea of her just standing in the back. Like, I don't know what it is. Dramatic effect, whatever. I think Alexandria would want to do this to just annoy
If you wanna-
or confuse Athos.
I'm down for that idea.
Okay, then I need you to get his attention so that I can sneak in, and then
All right.
when you see me, don't like be like, "Oh, you don't see me," like.
Yeah. And don't fail this, or you're just gonna look like a really weird person crawling under a tent.
I look like a weird person, but you know what? It's too late now. I was already caught off guard, so now I have to catch him off guard. You know how it goes, right? Like this is for
Of
me.
course. I know.
This is for me.
All right. Then yeah, we're gonna go through the entrance of the tent.
Okay.
And Alexandria's gonna
Kiri,
sneak-
Anha, and Guppy. Guppy is back. He followed you away from the entrance of the tomb. Head towards Athos's tent and step inside. Alexandria, go ahead and give me a stealth check with disadvantage.
Actually, wait. Could I try and give assist, like, as we're entering the tent, like, being a little loud?
I got
Alexandra,
a
you can
17 and a
roll.
14.
Go ahead and roll again and just use this new roll. Flat.
Okay. That is an 18. I don't know what it is, but thank you for helping. Because otherwise, it was like a 17 or a 14, and 18 is higher than both of those. So that is. Wait, is this just a flat roll?
You can add your
Or what
modifier. I
is
just
this?
meant it's not at advantage or disadvantage.
For stealth?
Yep.
What's 18 plus 3?
21.
21. It's.
Cool.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Kiri, you step into Athos's tent with Anha and Guppy behind you, loudly proclaiming your arrival. As Alexandra, you quietly lift the back flap up of this tent and slither in like a little snake and wiggle your way into this tent. And you see Athos stands a few feet away from you, but you're behind him. He says, Anna, and your companions, you're back. So soon. What can I do for you? Would you like to talk now, Anha? And she says, yes, I think there are a multitude of things we should discuss. Yes, Alexandria.
Is there like a desk or furniture, or what is behind him?
Behind him there is a chair. He seems like he was standing in front of a crate that he was working on. And there's also like a small bed in the corner, a little bedroll.
Could Alexandria sit in the chair?
Sure.
Yeah, Alexandra's gonna plop down and not plop, but is gonna like slide into the chair and like is the crate like open? Is it closed? Like could she be able to
closed.
put her feet on it without being like disrespectful, like gently? Because like if there's something inside, and then she's gonna kick her feet up, and then she's just gonna like bring this like new artifact she found and just kind of like hold it like in her lap, just gently.
So you're making your presence known?
Not yet. But she's just gonna kind of settle into this chair and then wait maybe like a moment or two longer before making
Okay. Yeah, you see Anha and Guppy are sort of staring at you scrupulously, sort of like, what is what is she doing? And Anha
Oh my god.
shakes her head and says, yes, Athos, there are a multitude of important things to discuss. And, pardon me, I'm a bit befuddled at the moment. I'm rethinking some things.
Oh no!
Anyway, yes, I do have information for you to exchange. Might you have anything for me? He says, yes, I do. Can you trust these people you're with? She nods. Yes, I have vetted them. Well, not this one, pointing at Guppy, but I don't think he would be a threat or have malicious intent. He seems fairly common. Guppy says, well, it's true, but I mean, alright.
He does have some fancy spears now, Alexandria says from behind.
You say that from behind, and within a split second, literally like cat-like reflexes, you see a magical shield come up like a bubble around him in a flash, and he spins around to face you. He flicks out one arm like that, and a bone wand slides out from his sleeve, and the tip simmers with fire as he holds it under your chin.
Alexandria doesn't even blink, like so trained from reacting and stuff like that from Cassius and Barovia, and she just smiles at him. Like a soft, like it's a little mischievous, but like it's like she's trying to throw him off guard, and it just like raises a brow, and it's like, wow, somebody's
so petty. I love it.
tense.
Somebody almost died. That being you.
Oh, you can't kill what's already partially dead. But I digress. We found some fun stuff, and you said that you wanted artifacts? I found some tombs, some texts that I think
I
you
made
might
no
want to look
mention
at.
of
I have some
artifacts.
samples.
I'm here on my business.
Then I guess
But-
you don't want to see any of the cool information I found.
Information on
found.
what?
I can't take all the credit. I don't know yet. I haven't looked at it.
He retracts this wand that was crackling with fire from under your chin. You see that
God.
shield has dissipated, and he slides the wand back into his sleeve. And he says, "What do you have?"
Alexandra will first kind of like put the staff, like make note of it and be like this, and then like set it down gently, and then we'll like shift up from the seat and open her pack where she had like stuffed the stuff carefully, kind of like at the top, and we'll pull out like all the little things she found, as well as the book specifically.
The
Cool.
books are just
Both of
cooking
them.
recipes.
Uh,
How to make blackberry crumble.
So you pull out like the knickknacks from the sack, like the rusted key ring, the brass ring, the lock of hair. You have a vial that I guess you pull out as well. Are you essentially pulling out like everything you found?
Yeah.
Even the
See if
staff.
anything is- Yeah, well, the
Uh,
staffs are, like anything that like we don't know what he's looking for or anything, but just I guess just
Right. He looks at these things as you sort of spread them out, and he sort of furrows his brow and he says, he picks up the key ring, looks at it, places it back down, picks up the brass ring, looks at it, puts it down, the lock of hair, tosses it down onto the crate.
I was more talking about these books Alexandra said, and like we'll lean back a little bit.
He places those smaller things down and says, "Well, I'd hope for your sake these are more interesting, lest you just be nothing but common tomb raiders." And he picks the book from your
Tomb
hand.
Raiders, excuse you, I have experience with this stuff and haunted and cursed items, and we are not common Tomb Raiders.
We're experienced tomb raiders.
He sort of
Very
stares
experienced.
at you blankly, casts a glance towards Pyria, casts a glance back towards you. He says, "You're mumbling," and he opens the book and begins to flip through it. And he says, "This book is old, a religious text. The priest of Sek would have used this book. It seems to detail medical and surgical practices of the time, sacrificial rituals, prayers, and an act of penance. It looks like in this chapter here, involving burnt other fumes, although I do not know what this is. And it closes the book. I don't really have a use for that, but this does look interesting." And he reaches for the staff.
Wait, before he reaches for it, can Alexandria like kick the bottom of it to send it in the air and like catch it and like pull it back from like as he reaches for it?
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, bet. That is a 13 plus 5, so that is a 18.
You grab it and sit back.
Yeah, no, Alexandra like, kind of like will sit up, but like leaning kind of like this,
Mhm.
and like raise another brow, and just be like, "You haven't told us a lot about what you're looking for or your duties, and we can be very helpful people. What is it exactly you're looking for? Why is this of interest to you?"
I never made any mention of this being of interest to me. You brought it to me.
Why are you here? I think Alexandria is just gonna say like, we're like, well, she likes to play games, just even though he probably wouldn't answer, she's still gonna say that.
He looks at you, casts a glance towards Anha, and says, "Anha, are your companions usually believing they're entitled to other people's business?" And she says, "They are different from most people we may know. He looks back at you. Did you bring this to me to play games with it? Are you not but a street performer?
Street performer?
Was that too high praise?
Too low of praise. Oh my god. And she hands it to him and is just... You think we're strange, but you are very, very strange. We may be not from this world, but I don't even know what to think of you.
I think you should perhaps start by not delving into people's minds. That would be a good place to form opinions.
But it's so much fun.
Your idea of fun is very different than mine, and I think that I am not strange. I am rather grounded. And he holds this staff. He brings his wand back out, and he holds it over this staff, and he says, elves, like me, although, as Anha has informed me, I am a half-elf, we do not have magic, necessarily. I am the only one of my kin in touch with magic. There are no other half-elves with magic, and if there were, and that secret were divulged, death would surely arrive to greet them. The powers that be in Muhar do not look kindly upon the lower classes, servants, the half-elves, having access to things like this. So I ask that this stays between us all, present.
Alexandria will just nod. I don't know. How do you sound? Yuri be like, nod.
He holds a wand towards Piri, and I count on your silence.
Oh. Wait, I didn't hear that what you said earlier because it glitched out.
Oh. He was
That's
essentially saying that in Muhar, the powers that be do not want half-elves to have access to things like magic, and largely they don't. Athos believes that he is the only half-elf in Muhar that seems to have access to magic. That is essentially what he has talked about right up till now.
Okay.
If you are the only half-elf with magic in this Muhar, how did you come? Did you learn? Did you get you gifted magic?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh my god. Hands are sweating. Oh my god. Okay. This is fine. Everything's fine. That is a 14 plus 3, so that is 17.
Ooh, roll that because it was cocked. Okay. He says, I would never have come to it on my own if not for a chance encounter in the desert. It was bestowed upon me, you could say, or rather, my eyes were open.
Alexandria, I think her, little, bravado, whatever, kind of, slips for a second hearing this. And I think she just kind of, draws back, her gaze narrowing on him.
You reserve judgment.
No, I'm just curious because that's how I came upon some of my abilities as well. Not in the same space, but just reminded me of something.
I see. Well, I can almost say with certainty our experiences were different, despite any parallels. Alas.
Actually, I can agree.
And he holds this wand over the staff, runs the length of it, and it begins to glow. He appears to be casting a spell on it. and identifying this object. The glow fades, and he says, "This is a staff of Python. It seems transmutative. When active, I believe it would take the form of a creature."
How do you activate
So
it?
it's and Alexandra reach for it
Sure.
and say if I may look at it, and
Yeah.
we'll kind of take it back, kind of like play her like she likes the feel of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my friend said, how would one activate this thing? But like it's not curse.
No.
You wouldn't describe it as curse because
No, I wouldn't. I would not say that this is cursed. To activate it, you would need to spend time attuning yourself to it. I believe. But once you should be able to command the beast that this staff would become. I do not know for sure what form it would take, but I'm led to believe it would be serpentine in nature.
You know who could use a serpentine bodyguard?
I do not.
I was just saying this out of character.
I have a feeling I know what you're gonna say.
A fisherman.
Wow, I was not expecting that.
Alexandria does want this, though. I will say that.
He says, that matter aside, and he picks up this little glass vial. He says, this is acid, by the way, if you didn't know. Puts it back down on the crate. Well, I've appraised your items. Is that all you've come to me for?
Alexandra will look at Pierre to see what she thinks, I guess. Are we here for anything else?
For now.
That's all for now, you said?
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's a...
Cool. Anna says, well, Athos, we may exchange information. She reaches into her satchel, pulls out a book, hands it to Athos. He skims a few pages, nods. Thank you, Anna. This accumulation of knowledge will benefit us all in the end. Closes the book. He puts it away. Says, have you, Anna, told them much about Muhar? And she shakes her head, no, that she has not. So they do not know of people like us. And again, she shakes her head. She says, would you care to explain? I understand if it is a difficult topic, and I may do it in your stead, but I've realized that you have more experience in this matter. And he says, I can explain it to them. Anna nods and says, I will take my leave. If you are so inclined to hear what he has to say about Muhar, listen to him. Not, I suppose we should set up camp somewhere and establish ourselves if we're going to be here for a little while.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so is anyone going with Anna, or is everyone staying to talk with Athos?
Like,
Pyria will listen, but she's just gonna stand near the door of the tent.
Guppy stays near you too. And Athos points at Guppy and says, oh, so there is another, but you are like me, half. Guppy nods, says, I'm a half-elf. He says, well, I will tell you now, Muhar is not a kind place to people like us. The humans of Harkir are the dominant power that be. The half-elves are largely relegated to slums and indentured servitude, which is, in truth, outright slavery. We are second-class citizens, although I am afforded some small measure of privilege as I work in a more prominent library, if not one of the few, with my parents. They're not my birth parents. Obviously, they are human. That is why they are able to establish themselves as they have.
Sounds pretty racist.
Incredibly so. But I'm afraid most of the population is not entirely, I guess, active with this information. I do not know how long, but the elves, as we are called, for as long as the history we have access to dates back, have been not more than servants of humans. You see, that is where I differ, in that I found magic in the way that I did, and that attracted the attention of my now parents. They gave me an avenue to pursue magic further, in addition to... Never mind. The point being that Muhar is a vibrant place for humans, but life is still hard. It is still Muhar. This is still hard here. The city as a whole is ruled by priests, clerical class, and above it all is High Priestess Isurekutep. I take it that is a destination of yours if Anha brought it up.
It's on the map, yeah.
I see. Well, wherever you came from, I can at least tell you this, that life may be difficult in other ways compared to life in the desert in Muhar, but there is safety there in the walls of the city. Although for people like
Are the humans...
Yes?
Are the humans generally just racist towards everything? Or just half-elves?
Yeah,
They are not actively, most of them, not actively hateful towards us. We're just by nature less than them, is the predominant mindset. Although there are those that relish in putting us down. Although there has never been anything done about it.
Ugh.
But how, like, what if you weren't half elf or half elf, or technically elf? How would they feel about that?
Depends on what you mean. I'm afraid I don't understand, but in the case of present company, I can say the only one besides myself and the individual there, pointing at Guppy, you, I, and him bear the distinction of having elven features. Elf is sort of a catch-all, because until you and Anha, there were only half-elves. And we did not know that we were half-elf. We just believed ourselves to be elves because that is what they called us.
So, do you think they'd notice about me?
What about you?
I'm not human.
You look fairly human to me.
Cool then. I think I'm fine.
The only distinction being that your hair is red, and I've never seen anyone like that.
I figured. So that's perfect then.
Well, you would be largely unharassed, but again, that is why I've done my best to not raise suspicion. No one here in this camp knows I am a magic practitioner. They just believe me to be a researcher, which I am. Yes.
Of what?
Does magic make them nervous?
If an elf were to have it, incredibly so. That is the smallest possible, but still an indicator of a possibility of pushback against the established quo. You said as researcher of what?
Yeah,
Give
that's my
me
first question.
a persuasion roll.
Oh my god, everyone. That is a 7 plus 3, so that is 10. That is a 10.
He says, I'm a librarian. I research many things. The accumulation of knowledge is my prerogative. Although the observation of strange magical occurrences and objects is also a field I pay attention to.
You study cursed objects too?
I would say that when it comes to cursed objects, the goal of, how shall I say, my teaching has not been to primarily study, but firstly destroy. If that is not an option, then to remove from the equation of where it could cause harm.
Alexandra is actually caught off guard. Oh my god. Okay. Oh! And then so I think Alexandra leans forward and goes, and what about curses themselves?
Curses themselves? What about curses themselves? Do I study them? I am not incredibly familiar with them, no. But
Do you know of information in your library or a place on curses or the undoing
there
of specific
was information like that, our library would have information possibly pertaining to that. I cannot make you any guarantees, but needless to say, our collection of knowledge is unique.
The wheels in Alexandria's brain
Yeah,
are very much turning
as they
right now.
give me a perception check. Piri, you can too if you're feeling perceptive.
Yeah, I'm feeling
That is
extra
an
percent.
18.
Okay.
Alexandra's a little on edge, just finding out this information about him, and just
That's
as a
16.
whole. Being with it.
16. Okay. Piri, you don't notice this second thing, but the first thing you both notice is that sort of underneath sort of the open vest where you can sort of see exposed skin, you can see faint lines that would indicate scars sort of in hidden areas, sort of that looks like he's covered up. And sort of lashings, it almost looks like. You also see that for a researcher and a librarian, magic practitioner, he's unusually in shape for that. He seems to have an established musculature, where it looks like he has a strength to him. Alexandria, the thing you notice that Piri doesn't is the ring on his finger, a little iron band, bears a sigil on it, and it looks like a book wrapped in barbed chain.
Interesting.
I don't know if this would be possible. But I think Alexandria would have a very startled response to noticing the scarring on his body.
Yeah.
I think that it would mess with her enough to where she would be startled that magic she doesn't completely understand might I don't know how to properly describe how I think Alexandria would respond.
Involuntarily doing something psychic?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think that would...
Just darkness. Like, I have the arms of Hadar. Like, I think as, like, a defense mechanism to seeing that scarring, instantly, like, shadows would just, like... Not necessarily... Well, it depends how close they are.
I'll give you
I think she would involuntarily
I'll give you two
this.
options with a caveat.
Okay.
So, because you killed Cassius from your memory and erased him, you don't know how you got your scars, but there's still sort of like, you know what they mean, and that they would have that same emotional impact. You just don't know the source of them, but all the pain is still associated with them. I'll say involuntarily, maybe arms of Hadar would manifest, or just sort of the questioning of those markings might Alexandria accidentally psychically link with him telepathically and ask that question.
I don't know what to do. Do you think I could involuntarily cast Arms of Hadar?
Sure.
For some reason, that's what I'm leaning towards.
Cool. Yeah. That darkness begins to manifest around you. He takes a step back and takes a defensive stance. Goes, I thought we were past this. Are we going to fight?
I think Alexandria pales as this happens, and that she just like is like her hands are like she had set the staff down. I think her hands like are curled around the thing, and her gaze is just like locked on those scarring. And I think she will like she like blinks, and they probably like begin to dissolve. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. They begin to dissolve, and he looks at you discerningly, and he says, "Why this manifestation of magic? You feel threatened?"
No, I think Alexander just like sits up and grabs the staff and just goes, I'm sorry, and she just like is gonna like book it out of there. Past who she probably like accidentally shoulder checks Peering and just like, I'm sorry, and just like decks out of there.
Alexandria rushes out. He turns to Peary and Guppy and says, needless to say, I advise you, pointing at Guppy again, should you find yourself in Muhar, stay close to your friends. I have known more than one free elf find themselves in the clasps of bondage again due to being caught unawares. You would not want to see yourself endure that kind of hardship.
I'm keeping him safe.
Guppy seems completely flabbergasted. He says, "You're telling me they keep our people like us as slaves in Muhar? Just what kind of place is this?" And he says back, "In Muhar, for people like us, it is arguably a bad place. But we will talk more of this later, I suppose, should you have more questions. I have some things to think on, I suppose, and information from Anna to pour over, if you'll leave me be for now."
Well, thank you for the information.
Of course. I would not want your friend here to be caught unawares in Muhar. And if
I'm
you
gonna
are
do my
his
best.
friend, you should. and he sits back down. You guys head outside, and Piri, as you step outside, you hear a buzzing sound, and you see a scarab fly and land on your shield.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna look at the scarab.
As you look at the scarab, you hear words in your mind telling you, take the finger and put it within the worker's tent at night. Do not be seen doing this. And the voice fades.
Okay, just put it in a worker's tent. Did he say a worker's tent, or did he say...
Did a worker's tent, yeah.
Okay, a worker's tent, cool. At night, okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you step out, and you're back in the camp. Do you go find Alexandria, or what are you doing, Piri?
Yeah, I'm gonna find Alexandria and wherever we're setting up camp, and I'm bringing Guppy with me.
Yeah. Alexandria, where would you have head, tearing out of the tent there?
I feel like once she got out and she was able to breathe, and just like probably being Alexandria would just brush it off and just be like, nope, not whatever, nope, we're out, it's fine, everything's fine. I am confused, but it's fine. And is probably gonna go and find Anha and Wood.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So you all sort of wind back up where Anna begins setting up her tent, and you begin setting up your tents nearby. And as you're setting up your tents, you hear a group of footsteps approaching and the clanking of some equipment as a group of about 6 people step up, led by one larger figure, and he says, "So you are the outsiders that Karfik spoke of?
We are.
And you were
Alexandria
sent here..."
probably does a little curtsy.
He says, "And you were sent here to help us."
Correct.
I see. And you went into a tomb already?
We're trying to locate the source of where the curse will be coming from.
I see. So are you saying that area is now secure and safe?
It should be, but be cautious. There's fungal growths spreading.
I see. You see this guy is wearing he's definitely bulky. He's got a splint mail on, and there's sort of a lion crest in the center of it. He wears a red hood. He appears clean-shaven and bald. He's got some inscription tattoos along his arms. He says, "I see. Well, stay out of trouble, or me and my men will have something to say about it. Understand?"
Won't be an issue. Understood.
Right.
Alexandria just smiles at him. That's it.
He turns around and walks away.
Perry is gonna kind of walk near Alexandria and just be like, "He's bald. Don't trust him."
Yeah, I don't trust bald people.
I think half the
Something's
people you
fucking
met are here bald. Maybe
He
not.
doesn't
Yeah,
even
that's
have a
why.
beard.
No, he does not have a beard.
Purely bald? He must be hiding something.
Yeah, obviously.
So you guys set up your camp, and it begins to be the end of the day, and the sun begins setting. Piri, do you try to accomplish what the voice asks you to do?
Actually, I was gonna see if I could be like, "Hey, Alexandria, you're the sneaky type, right?"
I am very sneaky.
I'm actually
I think I'm
thinking,
sneaky.
yeah, I think you're very sneaky. I'm hoping,
Aw.
when night, completely falls, since you're a professional stealther, could you actually, in fact, take this, just kind of flash the finger for a second and put it in just any worker tent? Doesn't matter whose, just a worker's tent. Also, I can't hear you. I think you...
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
It's just because the sound was
Okay,
so
I
short.
was going. Okay.
I saw.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, Fury, you hand a mummified finger to Alexandria. Alexandria, you now have 2 mummified fingers again.
Ooh,
And
okay.
while she's gonna sneak or whatever, I then want to spend the time. I want to go to Guppy, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to shoot a crossbow, or I'm just kind of try and teach him the basics of how to like reload a crossbow.
All right, sure. Yeah, I got the pulling the trigger part down. It's the other parts that I don't quite have down.
Yeah, we'll start simple. We'll just pull back the string, and we'll show you how to do that.
Right. And you begin showing Guppy the basics of reloading a crossbow. Alexandria, what do you do now? Do you do as Fury asked?
Yes. But there's also another thing Alexandria would like to do.
Okay. Which is
But first she is going to go deposit one of these fingers into the tent of a worker.
Give me a stealth roll as you do it. I'm gonna make a couple rolls over here real quick.
Oh god, a couple?
Yep, a couple.
Okay, bless up. Okay, you said stealth?
Yep.
So I got another 16 plus 9 is 19.
Dang.
16 and 19. I don't know what it is today happen, my lucky numbers.
Okay. On your way
That's
passing
okay.
back through the camp, you head back through the area where you see the larger colorful tents are. You clock a couple other intellectual-looking people heading into respective larger colored tents. It seems like these are where researchers are staying. Like that's where Athos is staying. That's where Karfek is staying. You see the Hell walk into one of them, the guy that asked you to bring him a Scarab if you found it, and some other people you don't recognize. You see that large tent in the center of the camp, the largest. It's just like a blank, like dusty tarp color, but it does have guards stationed at it. As you pass through, you walk through that area. All around that tent, you notice that appears to be where the armed security is staying, in tents that sort of are around that large tent. You pass through that area, and you arrive in an area where there's just sort of rows of like single and double, like tiny workers' tents.
Like just to go to the first one that seems maybe empty as of in this moment.
Okay.
Has easy access, the easiest one to get to, and that I think would be to get this finger in, maybe bury it.
Okay. You approach a tent that you notice to be empty, and you slip the finger in underneath a bedroll, and you sneak away, being able to avoid the infrequent patrols of guards in the area.
Would also like to do one quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to backtrack to Athos's tent just for a second.
Yeah, sure. Are you trying to stealth there or just walk there?
Stealth.
Okay, sure. I'll let you use that same stealth roll so you arrive there undetected.
Okay. Do I hear him inside? Is there anybody else?
It appears to be silent inside. You don't hear him, but you don't hear any conversation happening inside or anything.
There's no way to knock, is there? To like be like the no answer. Can Alexandria just like poke her head in?
Sure. And you're keeping that stealth roll, or you're making your presence known?
I'll keep the stealth roll.
Okay. You see as you step in that he has folded some clothes and put them on top of the crate. He's sitting on top of his bedroll. He's wearing sort of his loose-fitting pants still, and he has sort of fabric over his head that he appears to have wetted to cool him off. He's not wearing a shirt, and it appears he's sitting on top of his bedroll reading a book. And you can definitely more clearly now see the crisscross of lashes across his skin.
Makes Alexandria really angry now. Okay, I think she would kind of lean, because like I know it's a tent and stuff, so not fully, but kind of like that, like relaxed, like like that, you know, type of thing. In the opening in the tent, and what's like, Alexandria doesn't know how to like apologize. Be like, sorry for acting weird. This what? I think that she's gonna try to speak into his mind. He said he's reading something, right?
Yes. It looks like, actually, now that you're looking closer, it looks like he's reading the book that Anna gave him.
Oh, okay. Will he get mad that she's in his mind, but does Alexandria really care? No, she's not going to do it into his mind. She's going to just in the doorway just be like, no, oh, this is so hard. This should not be this hard. Oh my god. Alexandria's just gonna like stand there, and then she's just gonna stand there with her arms crossed and just be like, are you reading anything good?
He looks up. He doesn't jump. He quietly closes the book and puts it down at his side, and straightens his posture a bit as he crosses his legs, and looks at you. And he says, yes, I would say I'm reading something good. Is intruding upon people when they're not entirely clothed something you do often?
It depends on the circumstance, I suppose. But she's like very clearly in the doorway. I do want to note, like, she's not like super in it, and so like to her, she's like, this isn't imposing. What the, you know, like. But it's just like, it depends on the circumstance.
Depends on the circumstance. I am not sure if that's the answer I was expecting. Don't know if that makes it better. Is there something I can do for you, or are you here to kill me? He chuckles. That was a joke.
She was to say, Kedra, she'd be like, I'm honored that you think that I would come here to kill you. That just tells me that I'm doing something right, you know? But she laughs, like that's her trying to joke back, even if it's like doesn't work.
He says you wouldn't be the first.
I just wanted to say that I did not mean to almost attack you with shadows earlier.
A unique apology, if I've ever heard one. I accept your apology. Is magic something new to you? I notice you do not carry a wand or arcane focus.
Yes, it is semi-new, but I don't need a wand or a focus. It comes from here. And she just like taps her temple.
Interesting. I believe that is the first time meeting someone like that. Although, if you're referring to knowledge, then I can say that is the source of my magic as well.
Referring that I can like look at someone and hurt them.
I see. That is.
But I do enjoy knowledge too. She crosses her arm.
He brushes himself off as he stands up and walks into the center of the tent and crosses his arms. And he says, "Appreciation of knowledge certainly sets you apart from the rest of the people in Muhar."
Maybe this is too personal of a question. She says, Alexander's probably looking at the ground. The scars on your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they from?
Yeah. He puts his arms at his side, and he sort of extends his arms and looks at him, and he looks down at his torso and spins and looks at his back. He scratches the back of his head. He says, right. It's like they're not there, but it's hard to forget them nonetheless. I suppose they're surprising to you. I understand that. I can see how it would not be pleasant to look at.
Alexandra just like kind of holds up their hand, and she I don't know like the specifics of what she's wearing or something, but I imagine she like pulls back like little capelet or whatever she has to show whatever she can of her back for you to be able to see similar scars.
You lift your whatever you're wearing to show your back, and you hear almost like a very quiet intake of breath, and
That's why you do it!
you hear him step a little bit forward, and he says, "A familiar marking, may I?"
Alexandra will nod. Oh my God.
You can feel on your back he traces one or two scars with his hands, with his fingers. And he takes a few steps back, and he says, "They feel similar but different. You asked how I got mine. Maybe less surprising to you than I would have thought, but nonetheless, a very common part of life here. I was once a slave. I was not always a librarian. In fact, most of my life, I was a laborer. I worked on a cattle farm. Athos is not even my first name. My original name, I should say. But it is the name my adoptive parents gave to me."
Your adopted parents, are they good people?
They are good. I believe so. Maybe the only humans that are good to me in Muha. They saw an elf on a cattle farm who was reading, and that in itself set me apart. And they saw something special in me, and they decided to buy me from the farm owner, and assured me that I would be a student of theirs, not their property. But student became family after a time.
I think Alexandra is just silent. He just probably just feels heavy, like being like, "Oh, that really sucks." But like you got something, like it really, really sucks. But like you had parents, like
yeah.
well,
He
like, I don't know how to like.
He grabs the chair from behind the crate and pulls it around and places it in front of you. He says, "Have a seat if you'd like." And he sits down on the crate and he says, "I do not have a traditional family, in that they are a different race than I am. But also I never knew my birth parents. I did have a sister, though. I hope I still do have a sister.
Alexandria like opens her mouth and then probably closes it and then opens it and just kind of like shakes her head and just goes, I never knew my parents either.
Were you abandoned? Sold?
How would Alexandria describe this?
This is sort of a blank space in your mind now. You don't know anything about your birth parents, but you also don't recall who raised you. It's sort of like once you start trying to think about that, the thought leaves and there's just sort of a general uncertainty.
I think Alexandria looks very confused and she just goes, I can't remember.
Unusual, but it seems you've done okay for yourself. Well, maybe not if you're here in Harakir and you were somewhere else.
I would remember Barovia, right?
Yeah, you'd remember Barovia.
I don't even know if Alexandria would know what to say. She would probably just like not know how to respond, and so she would probably just kind of sit up, be like, I should probably go. I don't want to keep you up or from your studying, and I don't want to be a burden.
He stands up from the crate. He says, I understand. I thank you for giving me time to work. Although it seems we both share somewhat of a similar burden, if not only superficial and skin deep.
What a thought. Like it just says, I'm sorry for just being so weird and playing games with you. I just don't trust people, and
you would find that I do not either, being that you almost lost your head earlier when you tried to sneak up behind me.
Sometimes I'm sneaky, and I don't mean to be. That time I was purposely being sneaky.
You were being purposely sneaky. You climbed underneath my tent.
No, I'm saying that time I was, but most of the time I don't even realize that I'm being sneaky, so if I scare you again, it's probably because I'm not on purpose being sneaky. I just am a really sneaky person.
Well, if you're already apologizing for unintentional things, then I will apologize for if that occurs and I unintentionally catch you on fire with magic. You might survive, if I'm not too subtle.
I don't think would be able to kill me in this condition. Well, no, there's a lot of things. Fire is one of those.
You seem fairly mortal to me. I imagine you are prone to death, as are the rest of us.
I am prone to death, but my state of being in the realm of the living or the dead is more complicated than you may think at first glance.
Perhaps there is much I do not know, but equally as much and more I hope to uncover.
Alexandria just like chuckles and just goes, good luck with that. And we'll just turn and slip out very like quiet. Like she can't sneak because he's obviously looking at her, but just like very quiet. Like you get what I mean? Like and we'll return to camp.
Step out.
As fast as
you hear him settling back down onto his bedroll and opening up his book. And you guys set up camp. Is anyone planning to do any sort of watch tonight, or are you sort of counting on the safety of numbers and being in this camp?
Harry is going to have a watch.
Yeah, okay. I was just going to say, I think Alexandria would also like to do a watch.
Okay.
I think it's smart we do
Who would
watches.
be doing the first watch? That's all I need to know at this moment.
Alexandria is already pretty awake and probably like could not fall asleep anytime soon, so I imagine that she would like
All right, Perry can take the second watch.
not recommend. She would volunteer to take the first one.
Okay. Cool. So, you take the first watch, and night begins to settle. The sun goes down. It begins to be dark outside. The stars begin to pop up in the night sky. And you hear the gentle breeze of desert wind as the air gets cooler and cooler. And then something catches you off guard. In the direction of the workers' tents, you hear arguing, shouting, screaming, and then a large boom sound. And then it sounds like chunks of flesh or something like it, meaty, hitting the sand in bunches of different places, and you begin to hear a chorus of groans, and that is where we will end our session today.
No! Oh my god! Like,
Okay.
really? Like, that's right.
Wow.
Okay, that's all for today. See y'all again next Sunday, and we'll figure out just what Alexandria and Peary did with a mummy's finger.
No.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye!